lesson.
Can you believe that? They didn't have an under-15 side, so Inverleigh had 2, and I was in their seconds. I was 10, and Dad would take me over there, and I'd stand at the point post and sneak out from the point post when the ball came over the back of the pack, kick a couple of goals, kick a couple of goals, and I played right through then to Inverleigh through the under-15s, under-16s. Then we had to, we amalgamated then with the Inverleigh senior side, so our juniors and seniors, which were separate entities, amalgamated in 71. So in 72 I had to then step up and play seniors because we didn't have an under 18. I played seniors when I was 16, turned 17 during the year.
Yeah, as quite a few sort of did in those days out of necessity for that reason. You said that they didn't have that step up grade.
No.
Yeah,
and even now, like we're one of the lot of clubs that now we tried desperately to get an under 18 side this year. We couldn't do it. There's just no one around. But we're hopefully set the scene now. We've got good numbers in our under 16s that are all top age, and we've got Arthur Hodgson, who's our 92 senior coach, coaching them, and committed to following them through next year, which will then they'll be under 18s, and hopefully that's to keep them together because with this point system, you just got to have your juniors coming through, and that's why we've got such a good senior list at the moment. There's a lot of them play juniors with us, and we can afford them. They're 1-pointers for us, where they be 3 or 4 or 5-pointers somewhere else.
Oh, exactly. Who is there a Macintosh team over there?
Yes.
Who's that named after?
After my brother Jack.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. How is Jack?
Jack's going good.
That's
He's
good.
here. He'll be here watching.
Is he still sharing too, Russ?
No, he's not, Snick. No, you can do what he used to do.
Russell, thank you very much for your time. I know you're going to enjoy this day as much as we will, and hopefully for your sake you're a little bit in front when the siren goes, but I suspect it'll only be a little bit. But as Buck said, 1 point's plenty.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to the game, and obviously we hope to win, and I'm expecting to win. But if it doesn't go that way, it won't be the end of the world, and we'll all hopefully all be in there having a beer together after the game.
Excellent. Russell McIntosh, a genuine legend of the Inverleigh Footy Club. Thank you very much for your time. Best wishes.
Thank you. No worries.
Great interview. Fantastic. Thanks very much.
As they say in the classics, we've just witnessed the sealer. Inverleigh have kicked another goal this quarter. That's their third. It takes them out to a 15-point lead. There can only be a few minutes to go. So as Russell correctly pointed out, their fitness has got them over the line. They've finished much stronger than Bannockburn and pulled away in the final quarter, kicking 3 goals to 1. A little bit of time left, but they should be in a good spot. David, we'll go back to you at the studio and we'll keep in touch regarding the service, but this game's nearly due to finish and then we'll have the Anzac Day service, which I hope we'll be able to tap into. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse. This is GDFL Match of the Day, Inverleigh versus Bannockburn, Anzac Day.
David.
as expected. 10-13-73 pulled away from Bannockburn. 8-6-54 in a final quarter to win by 19 points. They were very happy about it too, I might add. I think there might have been some panic in the camp early when a game they were expecting to win comfortably didn't quite go that way for a long period of the game, but they've got the job done in the end and they've set the tone for the day. We're getting prepared here for an Anzac Day service, but we've mentioned it before, Dale Smith, but by jingoes, the atmosphere is as good as you'd expect anywhere in a country footy game.
Oh, look, Rob, as I said, this is the one day that you really want to be playing footy, I reckon. As I said, it's good that these two clubs have got back to where they should have been, I reckon, over a long period of time, as Grub said earlier on. And the rivalry just between the two is as good as you'll get through any competition, I reckon. So it's good to have the two clubs playing on such a special day. So, and I went to a service this morning, and I reckon at Bannockburn, and I reckon there's as many people there as I've seen in the last 3 or 4 years that I've been going up there as well. So it was a really good turn up. And the people, I think, really do acknowledge the work and the people that are overseas actually fighting, and that I think it's just tremendous.
It really has changed a bit, Dale, from when we were kids. Because I don't suppose while we were told about it, we didn't actually understand it. But in this modern world where television cameras get all sorts of places and social media that brings it into home, I reckon a lot more young people are starting to actually realise what the history actually means. They can live it and see it. I think,
and it may come from just the generation that's coming through now, Rob, too, as well. The amount of kids that were at that service this morning, and they're talking about your scouts and guides and all that sort of stuff being represented anyway, but the number of other kids that were around there today, there's a lot more, and it seems to be growing each year. Yeah. So, which, to be honest, if they're taught about this sort of stuff at a young age, I think they'll learn to appreciate it a hell of a lot more. And as I said, I couldn't be more happy with the way that these services go every day, and there's thousands of them go on around the countryside, and the amount of people that turn up to them, I think it's a really good remark of respect for these people.
Yeah, it is indeed. Now, listeners, we just need to let you know that we're not 100% sure about how we're going to go audio-wise. We'd love nothing more than to be able to bring you the full service today. We're hoping that is the case. At the moment, both senior teams are on the ground. The girls from the netball are coming over to join this the service as well. The second 18 players remain on the ground, and we've got players from a junior game next door. Both girls and boys are out here in full kit with Inverleigh and Bannockburn to join the service as well. So this is quite a spectacular sight in itself, without all the other positives we've talked about with crowd size, the importance of the game and the beautiful weather. It's just continues to build to be a great day, and as I said, our intention is to bring it to you, but we'll find out how audio goes. But just bear with us for a little while and we'll absorb what's going on. For those who are listening and interested, I'll just repeat that reserve score. Inverleigh won 10-13-73, kicked 3 goals in the last quarter to pull away. Bannockburn 8-6-54. So first win for the day to the Inverleigh Hawks, and they are expected to win the next game. And I know over on the netball court the opposite is the case. The Bannockburn netball team would expect to win that game. They'll start warm favourites over Inverleigh on the netball court. So if things go to plan, it'll be one each for the day, and that might not be a bad turnout. But I'm sure the girls in the Inverleigh team and the gentlemen playing football for Bannockburn will have other ideas, and we're fighting as hard as they possibly can to change those seemingly favoured results. But that's why we love country footy. It's got a little bit of unknown about it all. Grubby, we've had a couple of very good interviews with good people. The setup's been really good. The weather remains spectacular. We just need to have an excellent game of footy.
Well, we do, yeah. We had Russell come in, and to be quite honest, he said he was a bit nervous. He doesn't like this type of thing. He spoke like a professional. He was fantastic. So, but before you do go any further, today's umpires are Liam Clark. I think he was out at Anarchy and Winch and did a pretty good job out there that day. Josh James, he's a former VFL umpire. I think he still might do a bit of goal umpiring in the VFL, and he's a former grand finalist GDFNL umpire. So, and he's a coach. And I don't think he was going to umpire much this year, but he's coaching the umpires, and because of the shortage of them, he's come out here today to do this game. And Les Sedman, he's from Ballarat, out Meredith Crocs Way, out the Mirrable Crocs Way, and he's been around a fair while too. So, look, the umpires have been pretty good all the way through this year, so let's hope and I think they will continue today.
Well, we saw the game on Saturday, and again, Grubby and Dale, I have not seen a game of footy yet where the umpires have made more mistakes than the players. I know they make some, and some of them are glaring and concerning, but when you consider the shortage of umpires, which is forcing umpires, like you just mentioned, to continue when they probably wouldn't want to keep the level up and the quality up, when you chuck all that into consideration, these games at this level, and remember again, as much as we love our GDFL footy, it is the third tier of local footy, but the umpiring standard, I agree, in the games we've seen so far has been pretty darn good.
Yeah, and it's a credit to blokes like Jock Hillgrove and Steve Keating, who, all of a sudden haven't got much to work with as compared to what they've had over the years.
Yeah.
Because they've dropped off. Like we saw Daniel Dawling umpire 5 or 6 years ago, and we weren't that happy with his umpiring, I must admit. And I told him too, and he wasn't too happy. But boy, he's improved out of sight, and I think that comes obviously from the coaching and obviously from the top ranks. So they've got a real bloody tough job, and they're doing it well.
Well, if you put it into context at the moment, the Geelong football umpires, for a lot of different reasons, have probably got a list at the moment which is equivalent to Corio or Anarchy.
Yeah, you would think
they're
so.
short of talent.
Yeah,
and
they
they're
are.
spreading it as thin and wide as they can to do the best they can, and we always must remember that.
Well, look, I spoke to Keats this morning, and he asked me how they were going, and I gave a pretty glowing report. The only criticism I've got, and it's not their fault, is the rule that they brought in, the stand rule.
Yeah.
If you don't call play on quick enough, blokes just run around you and kick a goal like happened on Saturday. So, to be quite honest, I'd kick that rule out. I mean, the dissent rule, everyone's whinging about the dissent rule. You know what's going on.
Yeah.
So if you call the umpire something or put your arm up and wave your arms, you know what's going to happen. We saw one on Saturday, Bordevalis, and he came off and the coach said, "What did you say?" He said, "I should never have said it." So he knew. Yeah. So that's up to you. But the other rule with the stand, that's not up to you, because you've just got to stand there and watch a bloke run past you.
Very subjective. David, we're going to let you make the call. The Anzac service is about to start. If you're comfortable with the audio that's coming back your way, you can stay with us. But if you feel our listeners are not going to get the value that they want from their coverage here, you can play that Anzac music that you've got set aside, and we'll come back when the game's ready to start. We perfectly understand those circumstances.
Okay, no worries. All right, mate, thank you.
So that's very
I'll just wait for a sec.
Yeah, we're about... 'At the far end, making a U-shaped. It really is a magnificent sight.
So that's where you and me differ. I'd have said 200, just to make it sound better for our listeners.
100 each side, so that's...
Yeah, that'll do.
Yeah, okay.
That'll do.
So there's a couple of hundred people involved in this, as well as 4 or 5 times as many in the crowd. So it's a wonderful setting. I'm not quite sure if we're picking this up on our YouTube screen at the moment. We are, yes. So you people listening on YouTube will get a very good square up of the service here today. So it's quite an exciting time for all. It's just hard to describe how magnificent it looks out here at this wonderful country venue. Brand new rooms, just been recently opened directly behind us here in our commentary box. So it's a pretty special afternoon here at Morton Power Oval in Inverleigh. Just about to kick off. Here we go.
He's not going to pick that up.
Just about to kick off. Here we go.
He's not going to pick that up.
Just about to kick off. Yeah, I think
Here
David,
we go.
we're not going to pick up the audio, David, so I
No.
think it's probably best we go back to you in the studio, and we'll come back at the end of the service.
Okay, no worries. Will do. Right now, boys. Okay, bye.
The last 200 yards in his best suit, his medals and his braid. He marches in a line of 1 along Anzac Parade. The last link with Gallipoli, Cape Helles and Lone Pine. He is Australian legend going down the line. He listens to the service and stands for the last post. The last of the Anzacs, he is less a man than ghost.
Here's Eric Bogle, and the band played Waltzing Matilda.
I was a young man, I carried me
for first quarter action here. A very moving Anzac service. And Grubby, I did a bit of maths. There was at least 250 players and officials of the two clubs combined that lined up for that service. Quite amazing. And we've now got to the stage. Senior players are now getting in position to start this football match as the reserves from Inverleigh are still singing in the background after their big win. Guys, you're really looking forward to it, I imagine?
Well, I really am, and I wanted to ask Smithy a question. Is one of the vital areas of the game Poodle Wilson versus Kieran Fulton?
Will be, but Fulton's not starting there. Benny Cole's starting in the middle, so it'll be interesting. But as I said, it's a good competition because I reckon it won't be long before they're going to have to get him forward at some stage, I reckon. He'll be in there at some stage with the ruckman contest.
Yeah, no doubt.
How did you go with your choice of opponent for Adam Donoghue? I see him down there, but I don't recognise him. You more experienced fellas might pick him up. Dale Smith, middle of the ground. Here we go.
So ball in the air. This time Wilson gets the ball down again. Contest in the middle of the ground. There's a free kick being given, and the recipient will be... It could be Circuit, it is, and he gets the handball away very quickly to Gerard, and he's through the middle of the ground, goes out wide, looking for Grundle, overruns the ball, going back now, ball's picked up, well, not been picked up as yet, and that was Kunjar that's on him now, and Joshy K, good on you, boy, and it's being handled out of there. That was incorrect disposal. Free kick is going to go Inverleigh's way, so the ball from Grundle, he's soft one step, goes into the forward line, in towards Donoghue, who dives and takes a mark.
And I tell you who I think's on him, Smithy.
Daniel
Measures is down there on him. Is that a good move?
Well, this was the point I was making. If you take a quality player like that and you're going to play him out of the goal square, it's a lot to sacrifice, isn't it?
Yeah,
so Donoghue?
I think it is, but it's more of a sacrifice if he's used to playing on the ball and whatnot and being taken down to an actual full-back position. I'm not quite sure that's a good move.
So Donoghue now to come in from about 25, kicks that goal. He likes it straight off the boot, hasn't moved the umpire, and he has his first and Inverleigh's first inside the first minute. So Inverleigh are one straight goal. Bannockburn are yet to score. Buckley's first quarter scoreboard.
Well, they're pretty much yet to touch the footy, but I think that's a statement too from the coach, because the last time we saw them, they kicked about 27 points. So, first up, bang, straight through the middle. They can't afford to kick like they did last time, and just judging by that, I don't think they're going to. He set the example, and now the boys have got to follow him.
There's a fair bit of talent in that middle square. We've got Cole and Wilson going up. Again, for these second centre bounce, Wilson gets a hand to it's tapped down, but coming through for Bannockburn winning possession is Middleton. He can't get away. Players are ferociously tackling, as we expected they would, and there's a bit of feeling after the umpire has blown the whistle to call ball up. Still going on. The umpires grabbed the ball and said, come on, boys, let's get on with it. Throws it straight up. Wilson and Cole again. This time Cole uses his weight, gets it out, down, but Taekwon for Inverleigh picks it up, drives it forward. Can't take the mark there for Inverleigh is Brian. What's his?
Cad McEwen.
That's him. It's McEwen Walsh. I got a dose of the Dale Smiths early in the game. McEwen Walsh is now going to do the...
He's having a crack now. Everyone's having a crack.
He's going to taps the ball down. It's picked up by Robinson. He can't break free. And we're going to have another ball up. Those hyphens get you every time, don't they?
Yeah, no, mate. Just use one name, Walsh or McEwen. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter as long as you get one. So it's thrown up again. He again goes up. This time Bannockburn win the tap out through Cole, but coming out for Inverleigh, tapping over the top. Robinson intercepts for Inverleigh. He's thrown down after he got rid of the ball by handball, and he will be paid the free kick in the back pocket for the Tigers. They're looking to relieve some pressure, and they're under a fair bit of it at the moment. They haven't had too many clear possessions. He's kicked down the line, coming over the back of the tack and taking a very strong mark for Inverleigh as their centre-half back and captain, Filet. So he kicks low into the forward line, very nicely hitting on the chest of Dalton Grundle. And he's going to kick from about 48 metres. He's on a slide angle. It'd be a bit less than 45. Should not have any trouble at all with the angle. It's only the distance. But a player who's got a pretty handy hoof. He lets go from a long way out. The pack forms, but it's over the back of the pack, through for full points. Second goal early to Inverleigh. They go to 2 straight. Bannockburn yet to score. And the Eric Nichols clock says we're 3 minutes and 40 seconds in to the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter.
Well, look, they're on here. They are definitely on. But what's worrying me is that Kieran Fulton, their number one ruckman, is down forward. And Jack Broman, their number one midfielder, is down forward. Now they're getting killed out of the middle. They haven't even got it past the centre line.
And their other good midfielders at full back.
Yeah, so they've got to get their best players where they've got to be right now. Otherwise, no good putting them down the forward line if the bloody thing's not getting down there. They could be 5 or 6 down before they wake up. So come on, Ronnie, you got to move mid, mate.
So back in the middle we go again. Ball goes after it, and this time it's going to be Middleton. Picks the ball up. Handball out the right from Ritchie. Goes out wide looking for Cole. Found him, but he couldn't get a handball away. Good work there from Love. Got the handball up. Throws us the umpire. Free kick going to Bannockburn. This is Battagular. This is Locke. And he goes out wide. Mark, and it was play on there out wide by Clifton. Clifton goes further into the forward line. Ball over the top of Fulton. The ball runs back towards the boundary line. It's into the forward pocket now. They need to keep the ball running. Handball is picked up there. I think that was Fowler got the handball away. They go back to where the ball came from. Dangerous kick. Mark not taken out there, so it's going to work out okay. I think it was Hutchison off the ground. Got the ball further afield. Picked up by Grundle. He had one go at it, but the umpire says he had put it down. Umpire's allowed play to run on. Goes to the forward line. Broman has it, kicks around the boundary. The umpire says he stepped over the boundary line. We're going to go back and a ball in to take place.
Was it Broman that stepped over it, or did it go over before it got to him?
Probably one of both rub, I think, from there, but it's a bit too far to see.
Mason Dixon is just getting ready to come on the ground. A young fellow that we saw for the first time at North Geelong and impressed us greatly with his attack on the footy. Ball thrown back in by the ump and Fulton out of the contest, goes backwards, ends up in the hands of Jervis, goes out wide and looking for Middleton once again, steps around one, goes back towards goal. That looks a nice kick off the boot, but it is just off line and through for a minor score. The first for Bannockburn. It is 2 straight to Inverleigh and Bannockburn 1 solitary behind. Almost 6 minutes gone, first quarter. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard. Inverleigh about to bring the ball back into play through Templeton. Kicks out in the back pocket and finds his teammate there. It looks like Filet out there in the back pocket. He kicks low and short and finds a teammate. And Inverleigh with possession, but being very, very patient in that back pocket. Another short kick, only goes a few metres and finds Circuit. Circuit, a long hand pass to the boundary line. Another hand pass back there and finds Love. Love kicks down the line to a teammate. He picks up on the half volley. Hand passes away very quickly. And Brown now for Inverleigh releases a lovely little kick into the middle of the round, finds Gerard. He's quickly round on the left foot and drops into the path just over the head. Manganelli picks up the crumb, hand passes it back to Gerard. He's tackled but breaks free. A quick hand pass to Tyquin. Tyquin across to his teammate there in Love. Love does a nice little blind turn, but he's tackled quickly, and Bannockburn through Spiller. Grab the ball and slap it quickly forward. Hetherington, I think it comes out for Inverleigh. He's tackled and forced over the line. Great defensive work there by Dean Muir, and we're forced to throw in just in front of the brand new rooms here at the Moreton Power Oval Inverleigh, in front of the adoring faithful of both clubs.
Well, it might have been a little bit lucky there. He took a couple of steps and had plenty of time for the prior opportunity. But
so Wilson and Cole go up. Neither of them touches. The ball lands safely, but it's been kicked forward by Inverleigh towards Bannockburn's goal. Inverleigh backman pick it up, kicking out, looking for Tyquin, who's made position on the half-back flank, but it beats him and runs over the boundary line in exactly the same spot the last throw-in was from. So we've done a big 50-metre circle and back in the same spot.
There's more interchange than the cattle sale out here at the moment. I tell you what, there's players going in and out and round the corner. And
yeah, it's quite amazing. So we've got to throw in again now. Wilson and Cole. This one drops short of it. Neither of them touch it again. The small players are down. Robinson for Bannockburn picks it up immediately. He's bundled over the boundary line and we'll have another throw in. Fair bit of pressure on at the moment. Inverleigh got the early break with 2 goals. Bannockburn have got the 1 point. And we're just ticked over 8 minutes into the first quarter, the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter. Ball's thrown back in again. This time the ruckman are at play. Wilson gets a hand to it. Gets to Robinson. Robinson was held after the ball dribbled out of his hand, but Bannockburn pick up the crumb, slap it forward. A big pack of players form, comes over the back of the pack. The ball is lying in the goal square. Desperately, Inverleigh defenders grab it, knock it over the line for a rush behind, but for a moment there it was just sitting all on its own in the goal square, waiting for a Bannockburn foot not to come. A quick kick now from Templeton. Gets it out to Wilson. He can't hold the mark. The umpire says he was infringed. And
it's 50. He dropped his hands.
Yeah. No, he has played 50, but I thought that was a little bit stiff.
Nah,
the ball was thrown at him and he let it fall at his feet.
Just pulled his hands away.
So Wilson's got 50. It takes him right up to the point of the square. Inverleigh in attack. Kicks into the true centre half forward position, looking for his coach Johnny, who measures, and he tackle for the ball. Neither of them touch the ball. Comes through the back of the pack. Quick snap, a left foot from Toby Manganelli, and that is a goal to the third for the afternoon to Inverleigh. They're 3 goals 18. Bannockburn 2 behinds, and we are 9 minutes into the first quarter.
He's a dangerous little bugger, Manganelli. He's a bit like Freeman in a way from Thompson. He's not going to get 20 possessions, but he still might get 4 or 5 goals, and that's what he's there for. And yeah, he's very elusive. He's very quick. He comes into play later on in the game when people start to slow down. His pace is unbelievable. I saw that last week. His off the mark pace is brilliant. So watch for him throughout the game to do some really, really good things, but not a stack of them.
So back in the middle we go again. Cole and Wilson go at it. This time Wilson gets the ball down. Gain clean possession. Has been won. It's going to come out. Jared Love puts a boot on the ball and goes out wide. He dashes on for the ball. Cole kicks the ball off the ground. Goes back towards centre wing. Again, it's another race on out the far side of the ground. Good clean pick up out there. And that was, I think, I'm not too sure that was. Was it?
Yeah.
So he did nicely there, but was taken over the boundary line. So we're going to have a throw in to take place. So Cole's still doing the ruck work. Wilson's with him. Ball is thrown back in by the umpire. Again, out the back it comes. Game players over the top of it. Picked up by Haste. He can't get the ball away cleanly. Bannockburn with the ball. They hand the ball back over. Ball goes forward this time through young Burke, and he goes quickly into the forward line. Picked up by Measures. He's tackled very quickly. Umpire stands around and waits. And not much chance of an opportunity of the ball coming out.
It worries when they wait that long. I think they're going to play holding the ball.
Yeah.
But he got the right decision because there was no prior opportunity. As soon as he grabbed it, bang.
So McEwen Walsh is doing the ruck work down there. The ball is cleared away. Measures a little quick kick. And he goes as far as the centre half back position. Ball runs out now. Manganelli went over the top. He was tackled without the ball. Umpire sees that the same way. And he wins a free kick. So Toby Manganelli inside 50. And this guy can kick a football either left and right. So he's not without a chance right here.
He's another one that... There wasn't much in that, but once he throws his head back like that, the umpire's going to pay it every time. And it was there.
Pretty flash haircut. Do it take you back to your days as a kid when the old man put the bin on, put the basin on your head?
I'll tell you what, if my old man ever done that to me, I'd job him. But the trouble is he'd flatten me, probably.
Manganelli steps in now, and as I said, he's got to kick this every bit of 50 metres. Gets to the 50-metre line, loads up, goes long, and looks okay. It's going to be touched on the line. Has it gone through? I think it has.
Has hit the post.
Has it or not? Umpire hasn't even seen
it. What's going on? You can't.
Yep.
You just can't play on.
Hang on, he's called it back now.
You've got to call it back.
Say, it's either touched or it had to be. So we'll push through a rush behind.
Well,
so
I didn't see a signal from the goal umpire.
No, I don't think he got
he
the all
was
clear
lying
from
on the ground. He got knocked over. That was his trouble, but he knew it had hit the post. He was just a bit out of position.
Is it mine a score? And from the fullback position, it's Clifton that's doing the kicking in duties. He goes out wide and long, gets over the back of the contest. Bannockburn with some numbers, but Inverleigh win the ball through Haste. Picks the ball up and goes out the back door. Picked up by Broman. And there's another free kick being given. Not too sure what that was for, but it's going back. Might be a Finn O'Keefe it is actually. So he gets the ball now. So he runs in and he kicks low into the forward line. Good looking kick. Mark not taken out there. Was put down. Picked up by Manganelli again. Umpire stands round, and this time he's going to take possession himself and have a ball in or ball up inside the forward 50. Inverleigh back in attack once again. Thrown up again when the umpire. Ball from the contest. I think Circuit went through and had possession of it. Couldn't work his way through the other side. He's still working hard at ground level, but umpire again will come in and take possession once more. So the scoreboard sits at 3-1-19, 2 behinds to Bannockburn. The ball is thrown up quickly. Cole taps it out wide on the left boot. Picked up. I think that was Tyquin on the left boot, and I think it has gone through for another goal. So they've started very, very well. So Matt Tyquin has his first goal of the afternoon, and now the fourth for Inverleigh. They're 4-1. Bannockburn on 2 solitary behinds. 13.5 gone. First quarter. Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Well, they sort of left him sitting there, Matty Tyquin. He's one bloke who you can't, because I'll tell you what, he's my early favourite for the Whitley medal, actually, the form he's been in. So you really got to guard those blokes when they go down there. But they were able to put pressure on him, but it was just a fantastic kick for goal under pressure that makes him the player that he is. But I just think at the moment, if Bannockburn don't get one soon, I'll tell you what, they could be a runaway here today. They've just got to get themselves on the board with a couple of goals.
So we're back in the middle.
Fulton's in the middle.
McEwen, Walsh and Fulton now. The umpire has blown the whistle before.
There's a free kick to Inverleigh down here for something or other.
And it's gone to Tyquin. And you just wonder in this particular thing, he's up and about. And I think one of his old teammates has reminded him of the disappointment of him leaving their club to go to Inverleigh. And he's finished up with another shot at goal. This one will be on his right foot, directly in front. Only about 35 metres out. He lays back on it. The goal umpire doesn't move. And that is a very, very costly, ill-disciplined moment for the Bannockburn footy team, and it allows Inverleigh to kick their 5th goal for the afternoon. 5-1-31, Bannockburn 2 points, and we're only 15 minutes into the first quarter.
Who the hell is it? He's gone and bumped him again. Well, what happens if they do it again?
Well,
just cut it out, mate. Just leave it alone. It's Spiller, is it?
He'll probably kick another goal.
He's bumped him again. Now, if the umpire don't like it, he gives another one. He's going to make a bigger galah out of himself. So what you got to do is forget who's pushing and bumping. Just beat him if you can.
Yeah, well, reminds me of Steve Krediuk on Gary Ablett. He used to do that when the ball got round Ablett to kick another goal.
Fulton back into the ruck now, and the ball in the clearance, and it's going to be picked up. Inverleigh had it picked up by Fulton, tries to get himself out of the contest, did so, but got tackled, and strong tackle there from Grundle, and he's going to win possession of the ball. So Grundle with the ball, Hamble goes out wide, Templeton's got runners outside it further, and Finn O'Keefe from the half-back line, he transfers play back towards a dangerous spot, and in front, Spiller takes the mark.
That's what your Bannockburn want him to do, this kid.
So Spiller now transfers play to the far side of the ground out there. Might be Jervis, and it is, and it goes further afield. Good kick. Mark will be taken out there this time by Osborne. So Osborne now with some options. Little short one up over the top is okay. Billy Ritchie makes some ground and takes the mark. Looks back inside, has Middleton. Can go if he wants to, but decides to slow things down. Not going to transfer play. Measures is on this side of the ground. He comes this way, but the kick will need to be good. Ball gets out the back. Measures is there. High, says the umpire. Free kick is going to go to Toby Manganelli. So he wins a free kick, this time just defensive side of their centre wing.
Just a slight push, but it was there.
So Manganelli now transfers play far side of the ground out there. Filet takes a mark. No, it's not. It's actually Young. Yes, it is. He comes back inside to Manganelli. So they've opened up the ground once again. Options across the ground. O'Keefe this time. He takes the mark and settles. Little short chip once again, going further afield. Love can't take the mark, picked up by Fulton to the hands of Broman, a kick round the corner. Only as far as Muir of Inverleigh. He's got a chance to get round his opposition. Gives the handball to O'Keefe. Then O'Keefe missed him with the handball, but he's able to go back and get it again. Looks up and goes back in with a nest of Inverleigh players. Love runs at it. He's tackled, brought to ground, got the handball away. Ends up in the hands of Robinson. Now to Gerard. A lot of left footers in this side. Goes wide, and the mark has been taken out there by Mays. So Mays just outside range, I reckon. He knows it. He's going to go quickly into the forward line. Goes towards their full forward. It's going to run through the contest and will be pushed through for a minor score. So Inverleigh now to 5-2. Bannockburn are 2 behinds, and the ball brought back in very, very quickly. Goes out wide. Mark is not taken. Free kick is going to be awarded there. So Jervis it is with the ball. He decides to go quickly himself. Goes looking for Broman. Up out the back, doesn't take the mark at ground level, picks the ball up, got running player behind, that's Osborne, goes quickly into the forward line. That's a good use of the ball, and Pataglia comes up and he takes the mark inside forward 50. Probably their real first opportunity.
Well, it is.
Pataglia.
Yeah. Is this Tristan?
Yep.
The other bloke's playing, isn't he?
Locke's here as well.
He's playing as well,
yep,
yeah.
Number 10 out this side. So Pataglia now comes in, forward pocket. Far side of the ground, kicks it goal, and beautiful. I think he's put it straight through the middle. Has got his first, and that is a very handy goal for Bannockburn. That's their first of the afternoon. They move to 1-2, 5-2 Inverleigh, and we have gone just over 18 minutes first quarter.
Well, he's a class player. St Albans, was it?
Yep.
He's been playing a fair bit of GFL football, and it takes a pretty class player to kick the ball from where he did under immense pressure, because they haven't even kicked one yet before that, so it's a good kick. Gets them on the board. Hopefully it gets them started and up and running, because I think before quarter time they might need another one. Which way is the wind blowing?
I think it's blown towards us. I feel a draft through here, but I know it's because the back door's open.
That flag would suggest it's slightly favouring Bannockburn's end.
That's what I thought. So
the
just, yes.
So Fulton gets a knockout, but it comes down to Grundle. He's tackled very quickly, wobbles it out, but Middleton for Bannockburn grabs it, kicks it forward for them into a contest coming out very quickly. It's Battaglia again, kicks it forward. Can't mark there by Cole. It's Broman who grabs the ball, kick forward. Inverleigh coming out. And Templeton will take a mark on the half-back flank for the Hawks. He's looking to attack very quickly. Oh, dropped chest mark there by Circuit. He's trying to butter up. Can't. There's a lot of players on the ground, bobbling around, trying to get the ball out. It's tapped out the back. Coming through is Hutchison. No, it's not. It's Robertson. He gets it out to Gerard, who's loose on the half-back flank. He's now got time. And a neat little kick, but not neat enough. And it goes straight into the arms of Ritchie for Bannockburn. He kicks forward. Cole can't hold the mark either. He gets a hand pass quickly over to Broman. He trips just as he picks up the ball.
Here.
And the umpire says all is well. It dribbles over the boundary line. We'll have a boundary throw in.
Good boy.
Tell me about you blokes, but that waft from the hamburger tent's going to be hard to tolerate all afternoon.
Magnificent, isn't it?
Oh, beautiful. So we have a throw in Bannockburn's forward pocket, only 20 metres round from the point post. It's Wilson who gets the tap out, but to no avail. Bannockburn picked up the ball. He was tackled, then didn't have it. The umpire didn't see that. Pushed forward. It's just a scramble at the bottom of the pack. No one's getting out, and we're going to have another ball up.
No, free kick.
Free kick.
Oh, he's pulled one out for high. It's to Bannockburn, and it is going to
Billy Middleton.
Billy Middleton, directly in front, about 30 metres out. And this should be Bannockburn's first major score for the afternoon. So Middleton comes in, comes off the boot nicely, but slaps into the top of the right-hand goalpost. They're third behind for the afternoon. 5-2-32 Inverleigh. Bannockburn 3 points, 20.5 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment first quarter.
So the ball now goes back into the middle of the ground. Good kick, good spoil there from Dalton Grundle. Gets the ball and keeps it running forward. Picked up by Love, got the handball back to Grundle as he runs through the middle. Left foot kick, only a short one and only as far as Clifton
Great pressure
of the Bannockburn. So he's now looking to transfer across the ground. Dangerous kick, set up measures. Now I was going to say Buck Rogers then. Buck Donahue gets the ball, goes round the body, but he won't bring it back anywhere near far enough and through for a minor score. He has now 1-1, and it will move Inverleigh to 5-3. Bannockburn on 1-3. Kick into the back pocket, and the mark has been taken. A little short possession further afield was dangerous. It didn't come off, but it's in the hands of Spiller now. Underneath the contest, taps it through. Middleton bets up, handballs. High, says the umpire. Oh, high fend, he says the umpire. So free kick is going to go to Inverleigh. Handball goes off to Gerard. He left it behind. He taps it and keeps it along into the hands of Love. Off for one step, goes towards goal, and he has brought it across too far and through for another minor score. So 5-4 now to Inverleigh, 1-3 Bannockburn, and almost 22 minutes gone in this first quarter.
Bannockburn, I think it's Middleton, has the ball at the full back, waiting to bring it in. Inverleigh defence very, very strong. There's a bit of a huddle of Bannockburn players at centre half forward, pushing out to the boundary, and that's where Middleton is going. Spiller sitting at the back, but very well intercepted there for Bannockburn by Johnson. Gets it over the back of the pack. Players come in. It's Mason Dixon, slaps it forward. Donahue first there, but he overruns it. Manganelli can't pick it up either. It's desperate as Spiller gets in. Hand passes out in open space, but it's Inverleigh's Robertson who's the first one to pick it up. Has a snap at goal on the left foot, but just missing to the right-hand side. 5-4 now, 35. Bannockburn 139, 22.5 minutes into the first quarter.
I thought 5-4 was 34.
Yeah, 5-5, 35. So the ball quickly in from full back, goes towards centre wing. Dixon's up, can't take the mark at ground level. Picked up by Henderson. He goes quickly into the forward line. Mark Violet works to the contest. He's got time. Got the handball over the top to Tyquin. Goes on the right foot, looks up and goes long into the forward line. Bowden takes the got the ball out from behind. It comes to ground now. Picked up by Clifton again. Puts boot the ball very quickly. Goes back to the centre wing and taking a mark again. A good interception is Violet. He goes backwards. Mark is taken back there, so they just settle things down in the defensive end. Boyle goes short, and reading that very nicely was Jack Broman. So he's got some options further afield. He's going quickly into the forward line. Boyle gets back. He's got Vickers just behind him. He's done nicely so far. 2-on-1. He's kept his feet. Got the handball out.
Footy.
Running player coming through is Jervis, and he kicks his first goal of the afternoon. And to be said, a much-needed goal for Bannockburn. They move to 2-3. They trail Inverleigh, 5-5. Almost 24 minutes gone. First quarter, Buckley's Entertainment Centre first quarter scoreboard.
Well, they missed one a couple of minutes ago, which would have been really handy because it gets them right back in the game. That one does. But you see, what it got down in a finish, but 3 or 4 times, Violet comes out. Look, Smitty, really, is he the best defender in the comp?
Pretty close.
He'd have to be, wouldn't he?
Yep.
And he's been that for...
I know his coach thinks he is.
Yeah, well, he's been that for a couple of years. He's just so calm and cool and collective. You know, not like his old man. His old man was a mug. But especially if he's listening up in Port Douglas, Mick. But he'd have to be the best defender in the comp, I reckon.
Yeah.
Be close.
So we've got back in the middle of the ground. Again, Wilson and Cole as we started the day. Wilson neatly to Grundle. He can't burst through the pack with the ball. He had it momentarily in his path. But Bannockburn defence through Henderson. A really good job and caused a ball up. Just on the edge of the centre circle. The same two gentlemen will attack it. Wilson and Cole coming from the same direction. Cole lays it down in front of Henderson. He can't pick it up. A heap of players get on. Taekwon slaps it out with a quick handball. Trying to kick it off the ground. There was Circuit. He missed. Robertson's attacked immediately. He can't get on. Grundle's got it again. He's dragged down to the ground. Players desperately trying to get the ball. The umpire really should blow a whistle before someone gets hurt, I think. And he finally has.
Probably waited a touch too long, yeah.
Probably a little bit. Waiting for the ball to bobble out, but it wasn't happening. So a third bounce, and we still haven't moved too far. Wilson again, he lays it out to the side looking for Grundle. The umpire said there's been some shepherding going on. Blocked, and it's Matt Taekwon who'll take the free kick. Billy Ritchie deemed to interfere with him. So Taekwon gets it on the boot very quickly into the pocket, looking for McHugh Walsh. Donahue runs onto the crumb. He can't quite control it, but he gets it out into space. Clifton across to Middleton. Middleton to Measures. He kicks left foot down the line, but Dalton Grundle comes out in front of Jack Broman and takes a mark for Inverleigh. Right in front of us. Right in front of the hamburger stand. Grundle gets it on foot, goes forward, but there's a nest of Bannockburn defenders. And one of those is Josh Cole, and he takes the mark for the Tigers. In the back pocket, just near the 50-metre arc, sets it up down the line, looking for Broman, and one bite one side of the line, but unfortunately the second one was over the other side, and we'll have a boundary throw in. When I say right in front of us, I mean literally 3 metres away from us. So the ball about to come into play. Wilson and Cole again, making position. Very good throw in. Neither player gets an effective knock, but Robertson at Inverleigh gets it onto his left foot, kicks forward. McHugh Walsh, amongst a lot of arms and bodies flying in the pack, finishes up with it landing right on his chest. And the big ruckman centre half forward is going to have a shot for goal for Inverleigh. Another left footer. He's a bit finer than 45 degrees, but it's with the wind the way it is and his left foot, if he aims for the left-hand goalpost, this should sail through very, very comfortably. Kick from about 45 metres. He's very confidently approaching the ball. Comes off the boot pretty well, but he's gone the opposite way. It's faded across to the left-hand side, through for one behind. The 6th of the afternoon for Inverleigh, 5-6-36. Bannockburn at 2-3-15, and we're getting very close to the end of the quarter, 27 minutes in.
So a short kick into the back pocket, and Measures with the ball. So he's just going to drive it, I think, long outside 50, does so now. Ball in front, over the back, marker's not taken. Cole gets a handball out in the game. They run the ball from the half-back line. Kicked around the boundary line was good. Well, he kicked it to his teammate. The mark of the handball wasn't good because it put his teammate under a fair bit of pressure. Tackle was laid, and Dean Muir has affected a ball in for the Inverleigh side on far centre wing. Cole and Wilson both doing some more ruck work. Thrown in quickly by the umpire now, and the ball from the correct contest picked up by Taekwon, handballs away, goes to Robertson. Robertson looks up, goes short, and we'll find Grundle just outside 50, spins and goes back inside. Kick's also good, and that's found Hutchison now. He's in range. He can kick a football.
My word, he can.
So it's a great opportunity here for Blake Hutchison to get his name on the scorebook, and he will go back and shoot for goal. Donahue on the lead. Grundle going to the same spot. So Hutchison says, no, I'm going to kick it. So siren sounds. He comes in. Kicks that goal.
Nothing. He must have reckoned he run around on the mark and he's called play on, is he? Or?
Yeah, I think he has.
No, the umpire signalled a point. I heard a whistle.
Yeah, I heard the whistle.
And he threw his arms up and just say that's the end of the quarter.
But the umpire's waving that flag.
Oh, well, we've got to put it down, I suppose.
Yeah.
So it's 5-7 at quarter time to Inverleigh. They lead Bannockburn on 2-3. A little bit of confusion there, but we'll get that clarified. So at the quarter time, goal kickers are Matt Tyken has 2, Donahue, Grundle and Manganelli each with 1, and for the Bannockburn side, Tristan Battaglia with 1 and Jervis is the other goal kicker. Take a short break, come back with second quarter action here from, what is it called? The
Morton Power
Oval at Inverleigh. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Where you
Morton Power Oval at Inverleigh, where the raging premiership favourites, and we're only up to round 2 plus 1 quarter, but Inverleigh 5-7-35, Bannockburn 2-3-15. It's certainly levelled up after about the 5-minute mark, where Inverleigh had kicked the first 3 goals of the game in really, really quick time. And it looked like an ugly blowout. But Dale Smith, it'd be fair to suggest that Bannockburn got their game together and it was relatively even from about the 10-minute mark onwards.
Yeah, as I said, it was a good start from Inverleigh. They really had to get out of the blocks, and they did that very, very nicely. They got the ball into their forward line and won clean possession, which obviously makes things just a little bit easier. And I suppose that dominance came from in the centre of the ground, and that's where they got the ball out. And as I said, that's half the battle these days. If you can get even a half kick out of the out of the middle of the ground into your forward line. It just creates pressure, and if you've got people running the right spots, it definitely does make it easier to score goals. They've done that very nicely. It was set up quickly by a good mark and a kick from the coach early in the game in Donahue, and then from then on it was led by Matty Tyquin again. A couple of quick goals. As I said, Dol Grundle kicked one from just short of outside 50, and Toby Manganelli finished off some pretty good work. So it's been a good positive start. Bannockburn did get themselves back to an even keel, I think, late in that quarter, but they would need to start this quarter very, very well, because as I said, if they get that same possession game running early in this quarter in Inverleigh, they could stretch this margin fairly quickly.
You think Adam Donahue might have been pretty happy to see, arguably Inverleigh's Bannockburn's best midfielder standing beside him in the goal square?
Well, I think they missed the trick. I think when you start a big game like this, and you know it's going to be tough to beat Inverleigh, I think you should have your best players in the middle, and I think Fulton and Broman are definitely that. And all of a sudden they kicked 2 or 3 goals before Bannockburn realised what hit them. And I just think if Fulton and Broman, together with the boys in there, could have just scrapped a couple of them out and kept it to 2-1, that'd have been a bit close. And then, of course, Willie missed one. That was a pretty easy shot for him. And all of a sudden, they looked like they were in the game. And after 5 or 6 minutes, I thought, oh, no. We could have a walkover here, but you got to remember there's very rarely a walkover in these two when these two sides meet. So Bannockburn got themselves back into the game, and Smithy hit the nail on the head. Bannockburn must get a couple early, because if Inverleigh get them, the break might get too great.
It was interesting also, as I said. I think the change up with Billy Ritchie going to Tyquin in the middle was something I never would have thought that would have happened, because he played mostly as a forward last year. And also remember, Dan Measures did play his best football at St Joey's and through Queenscliff, and as a half-back flanker too. So
he did not fall back though.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's where I'd probably prefer to play him. I think there's other options you can use for Buck down at full forward, and I'd be definitely trying to move those other players further up the ground if you can.
Did that work, do you think, Billy Ritchie on Tyquin?
Not to a great extent, because Matty Tyquin's always going to find possession of the ball.
I think he had about 7 or 8 touches.
Yep.
And 2 goals.
Yep.
Although he went forward then.
Yeah, and he was gifted one by that stupidity.
He was, but
yep.
they don't keep that match up then, do they?
I think they probably run for a bit longer.
No, if Tyquin goes down to the forward line, they don't keep that up.
No.
We noticed Finn O'Keefe has come off the bench. Looks like he's got a finger in the eye or something. He's fluttering his eyelids, so he won't start this quarter. And if he can't come back, he'll be missed, but I'm sure he'll recover and bounce back. And everyone else looks fit and healthy at this stage. Yeah, and I'll tell you what, he's got a bit of pace too, Finn O'Keefe. He's got more pace than I thought he had. He was cleaning up very well.
Yeah,
easy to see why Donahue would be happy to have him playing off the half-back flank in this side.
Well, I reckon he was nearly best on the ground in the first game we saw him. Smithy last year, or when he first started playing, I thought, who's this kid? But he's weaned his way into that side. He's a regular part of the side.
So siren has sounded to start the second quarter. Fulton has gone into the ruck against Wilson, so he gets the tap out, goes towards Robertson, runs onto it, pushed off the ball. He goes back and gets it again, and now he tries to work out of the contest. There's not going to come out. The umpire very quickly in and takes possession of the football. So ball thrown up very quickly. Fulton just taps the ball down, goes towards Middleton, I think it was. Picked up there by Robinson on the left boot. He goes quickly into the forward line. Will create a little bit of havoc there as Broman picks the ball up and goes back towards the full forward position. Out the back, Cole. Now there's a free kick being given, and it's an interference, and it will go to Boyle, and he will kick the ball from the full-back position. Not too sure whether he went back behind the mark there, Grubb, but he got was okay. Goes to file it now to Gerard, short round the boundary line, and Gerard is off and running. Looks to kick towards Grundle, presents up and takes the mark. So Cole now standing the mark. Umpire says stand, and Grundle now looking for some options. Now there's been a free kick, and I don't know who it was against or what for.
Did I hear him say too high?
Yeah,
he did.
But it's behind play.
Yeah, so there must have been something else that happened. Yep. So this is Lockie particular with the ball now. He's just forward of centre wing for Bannockburn. Options are he's going to go across the ground, looking towards his brother there. Dangerous kicks, put him under a bit of pressure. Ball hits the ground, needs to work hard at ground level. It's Violet doing the mop-up work once again. Goes over the top towards Muir. Muir picks it up. He gets a little quick around the corner, not too far, but it's picked up out there. And Joshy Kay had the ball, but he couldn't take clean possession of it. It's been pushed towards the boundary line, and umpire says that's been pushed over the boundary line deliberately by the looks of things. Is it or not? No, I don't know which way it's going.
I don't think it's no.
Must have been something else. But anyway, the ball comes into Richie now. Richie's looking at his options further afield. Low flat kick, but only as far as Wilson. And he's standing in the centre half back position. He goes across the ground to Boyle again. And he's now looking further afield. Running player out here is Young as he runs on towards the ball. Has a bit of pressure from behind. Gets the ball around though. Did that nicely. Went back and collected it. He left it behind, but on hands and knees he's done very, very well. Left it to go to the end. Picked up there. This time Circuit. Tries to tap the ball further afield, but only as far as the boundary line. And it has been a throw-in to take place from the umpire. Again, pretty close to where we sit.
Just what happened back there was a free kick the umpire saw behind the play, so the ball has to come back to where the ball is, otherwise it's a disadvantage.
So thrown in by the umpire. Again, Fulton front position, takes it out of the ruck contest, goes by hand to Richie. Richie back inside. This is Jervis. A little chip up over the top was good. Joshy Kay's got the ball now, and he's got the ball outside 50. Got a good size about him, Grub, too.
Yeah.
Kicks the ball long, goes into the forward line very quickly. Ball spoil from behind. Good spoil at the front of the contest. They need someone there. It's going to be picked up. Boyle had the ball, took it away into the hands of Battaglia on the left foot. Round the body, goes back to the goal square. Numbers with Inverleigh, and they'll take the mark. And again, Filet takes the mark. Will settle things down for the Inverleigh defence. Has Circuit short, decides to go further afield towards Wilson. He's up and takes the mark. Now he's got some options back inside. Circuit short. Also Robertson's there, but he's looking further afield. Goes towards McEwen Walsh. Ball gets out the back. Bowden leads in the race for the ball. Tyquin's there. Takes him off it. Did nicely. Got the handball away to Grundle. He fends off. Got the handball to Circuit. Circuit goes back to Gerard, and he looks inside. That's a good kick. Burke couldn't quite make it. Went back and collected it.
That's
tried to get
ball,
through, and he tackled and brought to ground. Yeah, good call, Grub. And a free kick will go to... No, it's going to be reversed now, is it, or not?
Well, if he doesn't get off him, he might. I thought he'd give him a bit of a tap on the head.
So it's going back to Richie. So Billy Ritchie's going to be the recipient of the free kick. May have been a little bit lucky there to hang on to it. He looks back inside. Short kick coming up. Gave Benny Cole a bit of a task. Picked up by Gerard. Got the handball away to Burke. Burke went back to Gerard. He's tackled. Powell without the ball actually. Goes back to... Clifton, I think it was, got the ball further afield, and coming up and taking the mark is Young. Got the handball away, and they run this time through the aid of Brown. He goes back into the middle of the ground. The kick wasn't great. Got a favourable bounce there, and it's going to work out okay for Mays. Mays goes back to Brown. A kick, again, not good. Picked up this time by Spiller. He looks up, and he just drives the ball long. 3-on-1 out here. Ball at the back goes towards Wilson through Young's legs. Boyle's legs end up in the hands of Robertson of Inverleigh, and he looks further afield. Nice looking kick to Burke, and he comes up and takes the mark. So Burke outside 50, looks to deliver the ball quickly into the forward line. If the kick wasn't that great, it's going to get through the contest. There is Measures over the top of the football. Got a little boot away, picked up there. Handball comes out towards Burke once again. Now towards Mays. Mays steps the ball towards the boundary line, and it's over and will be thrown in. So forward pocket position. 4.5 minutes gone in this second quarter, and it's 5-7 Inverleigh, 2-3 to Bannockburn.
It's hot out there, Grubby, and I'm not talking about the weather.
Well, it always is between these two. They're fair dinkum. Don't worry about that.
Throw in the forward pocket over the back of the pack. The ball comes. Bannockburn grab it through. Connor Jervis kicks forward, dropping the mark there as haste. The veteran Jared Young grabs it. His left foot kick down the line is intercepted by Bannockburn's Will Middleton and knocked over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in. It's just half forward flank. Inverleigh in attack. They lead 5-7-37. Bannockburn 2-3-15. And we are 5.5 minutes into the Common Nafeen Hotel second quarter. Ball's knocked down by Kieran Fulton very nicely to Richie. Richie kicks into the middle of the ground over the head of Templeton. And coming through again is Filet, who's probably been the best player on the ground. He overruns it this time though. Quick kick across the body in the forward line for Bannockburn. Joshy Kay comes out, grabbed, hand passes away pretty quickly. Osborne gets it, but Young Haste does a really good job. Intercepts, gets it across to Muir. Muir releases Robertson. Robertson, a neat little kick, finds Circuit on the wing. He hand passes quickly and releases Tyquin. Tyquin quicks into true centre half forward. He's looking for McEwen Walsh. He's pushed under the ball. The umpire says a Bannockburn defender was held in that contest by McEwen Walsh, and that is Spiller. And the ball will come back to him. He's a true centre half back. His side under a bit of pressure at the moment. Spiller, neat little kick in, finds Will Ritchie just on the 50-metre arc as Bannockburn come out of defence into attack. Dropping the mark there is Vickers, but he gets a hand pass across quickly to Lockie Middle, and he kicks down. Underneath it is Muir coming over the back, Joshy Kay, and a very great bit of work there by Templeton. He gets it across to Love. Love to Wilson, but Wilson overruns it, releasing Tyquin to Battaglia. He kicks on the run, and that is a magnificent kick. And a fine goal to Tristan Battaglia. His second for the afternoon for Bannockburn. Their third as a team. 5-3-21. Inverleigh 5-7-37. And we've just gone past the 7-minute mark in the Common Nafine Hotel second quarter.
Well, I'll tell you, you're right. You picked it. It was a beautiful kick. But what you probably didn't have quite time to say was that handball was out in front of him, and he ran onto the ball, grabbed it, kicked it without having to stop, without having to go left, without having to go right. He could not have put that handball in a better position, Jackie Broman. And we know that's the Jackie Broman we've come to know and love, but it was a beautiful handball and an equally beautiful kick from Battaglia.
So back in the middle we go. This time Wilson over the top, but only as far as Middleton. He goes back on the left foot, goes back into the half-forward line, and Brown did nicely, takes a mark. So he will settle things down now. It looks across the ground, little short kick. Love, don't know whether it went the distance, but the umpire says it's okay. Again, further afield towards Filet, and again in space. Has a player over the top, and then it's Tyquin. Looks to go back on the right foot, got the handball away to Haste. Went back, was going to give the handball away, missed the target. Into the hands of Middleton, out the back towards Henderson. Now to Robinson, on the left boot he goes, got plenty of time. Ritchie again, another kick, had plenty in this second quarter. He goes long into the forward line, ball hits the ground, Muir's there to clean up. Got the handball back outside, went towards Brown, needs to pick the ball up cleanly, did so. He was tackled, had the ball stripped out of his hand, picked up by Robinson, shrugs the tackle, goes back to Ritchie once again. He's got a player inside 50, and that's Cole, and he will take the kick for goal, I would think, from that position. And it's been a positive start in the second quarter. Short kick further afield, and this time to Jervis, and he definitely won't pass it from there.
Oh no.
Unusually fumbly in the last few minutes, Inverleigh. Some of their players coming out of the back line. They've misdirected some handballs and kicks, and have really had a lot of turnovers, created opportunity for Bannockburn.
I think that's the pressure Bannockburn's starting to put on them.
So Jervis has one. He's going to kick towards goal. It's going to be across the face and through for a minor score. They move now to 3-4, trailing Inverleigh on 5-7, and we have gone almost 9 minutes second quarter. Coming to Feen Hotel, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, I do prefer Connor Jervis on the run, but...
Yeah, I was like that with Peter Riccardi, Grubby. Never missed on the run. Yeah. Stat shot, not so good.
So Filet it is now. He's been called to play on in the back pocket. He goes short, has a teammate there. Templeton over the top by hand. Finn O'Keefe's back on the ground, looks okay. Got in himself in and out of trouble, got the handball away back towards Tyquin. Went further afield, goes back towards Finn O'Keefe, runs through centre half back to Young. Young now steps, props. Again, they're putting themselves under a fair bit of pressure. He
too high.
Yeah, caught one as he went down, and umpire will call it back, so there's going to be a free kick to Young.
Just while we're getting up, Smitty, they've taken Billy Ritchie off Tyquin. He's running free. Now, Tyquin's still got his 4 possessions or 5 possessions, but Billy Ritchie's playing a hell of a lot better with that freedom. He's had a few himself.
So Filet is the recipient of the kick out wide from Young. He goes over the top. Again, I think it's Templeton out there on the far side. He looks to deliver the ball back inside. Had to be a good kick and was. To Wilson. Now to Robinson. Steps around. Does that too easy. Gets the ball further afield now. Long kick into the forward line. Donahue was in front. Spoiler was from behind. They clean up at the ground level. They look to go towards the goal square. Manganelli kick in front. Mark has been taken out there. And it's going to be Dan Measures. So Measures now with the ball. You have got the best on the best, I suppose, with Measures going back there. But again, do Bannockburn want to sacrifice that for the full game? Not too sure. Goes out long, and a good spoil out there on the far side by Jared Love. Sees the ball go back over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in just outside forward 50. So 11 minutes gone. As we said, Inverleigh at the moment 5-7, and they lead Bannockburn 3-4.
You know, I tell you what, if they can kick a couple, because they're playing a lot better, Bannockburn now, if they can kick a couple and go in pretty even at half time, then you would think the Measures, they're not sacrificing too much.
No.
They've done pretty well, and you'd leave it as it is.
So Wilson gets the ball out of that contest, kicks it down forward, coming across, running across the face of goal is Spiller, taking a huge risk, but it could work out right. The ball bounces out at the half-back flank. Burke's got it, but he's been tackled immediately by Henderson and pushed. But the umpire said, you've had it long enough, son. Couldn't get it out from under there. Don't know how he was going to, but it is a free kick to Bannockburn for holding the ball.
I think the umpire would have liked him to handball it before he got to the ground, but that was a 50-50. That could have been a ball up to it.
And that kick from Bannockburn has gone forward. Fulton's marked it, but unfortunately he was in the coach's box when he marked it, so it's a free kick to Inverleigh, and it's Burke who's immediately gone back after that indiscretion, and he's won the kick. Gets it into the middle of the ground, and it's Robertson who's been very lively indeed this quarter. And he's taken the mark. He kicks down the line looking for O'Keefe, who takes a one-handed mark, immediately plays on, hand passes it to Love. He slaps it right back into the danger spot. Manganelli at the front of the pack can't mark. He's pushed out of the way. Body's going in hard at the ball, and we're forced to have a ball up. We're about 30 metres out from the Inverleigh goal, directly in front. This ball up is very important. The Hawks will be looking to get something on the foot quick and through for a goal. So it's Mason, Dixon and Cole. No one really has an effective tap at the ball. It's Manganelli who grabs it, kicks it quickly forward, but just to the left through for one behind only. The 8th for Inverleigh, 5-8-37. They had 3 goals straight at one stage, so they kicked 2-8 since then. And Bannockburn are 3 goals for. And we are 12 and a half minutes into the Common Define Hotel for second quarter.
So the ball's brought out, gets over the back of the contest. Templeton puts the ball back into the forward line, measures, comes out, doesn't take it, it just kicks the ball off the ground. It's going to be effective, I think, into the hands of Battaglia. This is Tristan. He goes out wide, has a look, has Robinson in space by himself. He needs to go back and pick the ball up. He does so. Was tackled. Ooh. The umpires let the ball go. That's done well. Young Hastie's done well there to hold things up. They were out, Bannockburn. Robertson got through the contest, though. Releases the ball into the hands of Spiller now. He goes long towards centre half forward. Vickers up over the top. Doesn't take the mark. Interception, free kick there. I think he had eyes for the ball. Vickers, Young may not have. So free kick is going to go to, which goes to Vickers, doesn't it?
No, I think he deemed that Young was holding Broman out of the contest.
Okay, well there you go.
What worries me, the umpire on the spot thought it was okay.
So Broman now decides to play on. He goes long into the forward line. The kick will have plenty of distance, but not the accuracy, and it is out of bounds on the full. So free kick going to Inverleigh, and will be Dean Muir that's got the ball in the back pocket. No one standing to mark just a minute, although the umpire has called the player back to the... It's only supposed to be 9
metre mark.
Isn't the goal square to 9 metres? So kicks around the boundary line, kicks okay, and the mark's been taken there by Finn O'Keefe. So O'Keefe with the ball now, handball's back inside. Don't know if this is an instruction, but I tell you what, they create a bit of trouble for themselves with the handball. O'Keefe goes back and ends up taking the hands of Filet. Let's hope he kicks it. He does, goes short, under as far as Jared Love, and he takes the mark. Love looks inside, good kick again. Young has the ball. He's looking to transfer across the ground, but now has the decision to be made because he's put himself under a bit of pressure. They may turn the ball over here. Love's picked the ball up. He's tackled. Umpire says it's come out the back, so it's play on. Robinson picks the ball up, did that nicely. Has a player out the back, and it's Burke. So Burke now takes on the opposition and goes into the forward line quickly. Out, the mark is not taken. Picked up, Grundle had it. Gave it to Donahue. He lost the ball. Ends up in the hands of Spiller of Bannockburn. Turns and goes back towards centre wing. Hetherington leads in the race of the ball. Haste is also with him. Both players get there at ground level. Haste has done nicely once again. Picks the ball up, and he's got it to a teammate. Put him under a little bit of pressure. Ball hasn't going to come out of there. Umpire has to take possession of it, and he will. Thank God for that.
Haste has done that a few times today. He's well and truly got the desperation of the day, hasn't he?
So ball on the far side of the ground. So the ball thrown up by the umpire again. Ball comes out of the ruck contest. Again, far side of the ground. The umpire says it's an infringement, but it's gone. No, it's not. It's gone over the boundary line, so I have a throw in far side of the ground.
I don't think you come off the ground whinging. You come off the ground because he buggered it up himself. You can't go blaming everybody else, mate.
So the ball thrown back in now. Hetherington's doing the ruck work. McEwen Walsh was also there. Ball is not taken cleanly, but ends up in the hands there of Jervis. Goes back towards Tristan Battaglia. Muir comes up from behind the contest, fends off. Able to look up now. Goes over the top. Goes towards Burke. He's got the run of the ball. Good tackle there from Measures. Ball comes out in the tackle, and he's going to be rewarded. So Dan Measures now with the ball. Player wide. He goes out this way. Henderson's got the mark now. So just defensive side of centre wing. Just looking at his options. Surely he should have been called.
You've got a player called play on
a
up.
lot quicker than that. Over the top, Joshy Kay doesn't take the mark now at ground level. Ball's held in. Umpire will come in. Neither players. Both players had the ball, didn't they?
Well, I thought so. They were just waiting for the ball up.
Yeah. So
there was a nil-all draw, but the umpire found a winner.
So Dean Muir now, he goes quickly into the centre. Good kick. Grundle's there. Goes across the ground. Running player, Violet, seems to always find space for himself. Now delivers the ball into the half-forward line, over the top of Manganelli, coming through Peters. Picked it up, collected himself nicely, looks up, looks at his options. Went a bit low, into the hands of Brown of Inverleigh, who goes back towards Manganelli and takes a mark. Still inside the centre square, goes out wide. Burke in some space by himself. Again, the quick kick forward, will it be okay? No. Into the hands of Circuit. Went round the body, back towards a dangerous position, but going back, a good strong mark taken. And it's going to be Clifton. He picks up and goes across the ground towards Jervis, made space in that back pocket, plays on now, goes round the boundary line, kick had to be good, was intercepted, picked up Broman, got the handball inside, Richie's in support, he looks up, a little chip up over the top, goes to Vickers, dives, couldn't take the mark or complete it, gets up, now the ball goes towards McEwen Walsh, he left it behind, again it's got a disputed ball in the middle of the ground, but Grundle, head over the ball, picks it up, goes into the forward line, goes looking towards Donoghue, oh that was smart, kicked the ball out, and it's picked up and kicked back towards the goal square, and mark not taken, at ground level, picked up, Donoghue tries to kick it over his head, he did, but don't know where it went through for a minor score.
Wasn't that clever on the far side by Donoghue, just with
1 goal, 2 now.
A bit of Palais.
So it's 5-9 Inverleigh and Bannockburn on 3-4.
Ball's kicked out towards Battaglia. That is the Lockie variety, and punched over by Manganelli. And we've got a boundary throw in the forward pocket for Inverleigh. Very much in attack. They've sort of lost a bit of their mojo lately. Bannockburn have been superb this quarter. So ball's thrown in again. It's Cole and Dixon are jostling, and Cole is deemed to have infringed. And young Mason Dixon has the free kick. We saw his kicking at North Geelong, and he didn't really cover himself with glory. See how he goes here. That is a long, low stabbing kick into centre half forward, and young Haste takes a mark for Inverleigh. Sorry, he's going to kick from pretty much on the 50-metre line. The umpire has, I'm not quite sure what he's done. He's called it back. No, it is 50.
Yeah, no, they encroached on the mark, I'd say.
Oh, Spiller hadn't moved from the spot, and I was wondering if he was calling it back.
No, well, the umpire hadn't moved either, but he's given it to the hands of the other umpire down in the goal square, is he?
Yeah, that looks like it. So it's Haste will kick from the 10-metre square straight over the top, and that is their 6th goal for the afternoon. 6 goals, 8:44. Bannockburn 3-4-22, and we are 19 minutes into the Common Nafeen Hotel second quarter.
Well, you're right. Bannockburn are playing a lot better, but I wouldn't call it a superb quarter, Rob, because they can't penetrate the Inverleigh defence. You know, the times they've got it down there, they need to be about 4 or 5 goals down. They just haven't been able to get them because Violet and co down there have been so strong. A couple of times they leave their man, and you wonder why. Well, if you leave your man, how come he's not getting it? And they kick it down there and Violet and those blokes, they're on their own because they read the play. They seem to know where it's going to go.
So back in the middle of the ground we go once again. Ball at ground level. Robertson's there. I think that's Love over the top of it as well. They're both working pretty hard, but the umpire has in very quickly, and he will take possession of the ball.
But it was clever by Donoghue. Sometimes when you see something clever like that, you love to see it result in the goal so you can shout in it.
So the ball again in dispute through the middle of the ground. Richie over the top of it. No, it's not. Richie got the ball out. There's an umpire.
He's already blown the whistle.
And it's going to Middleton, it looks like. Not too sure what the free kick was for.
God knows why here. I don't know.
Yep. So with the ball now with Middleton. Little chip up over the top to Richie. Richie.
50. Oh. He moved on the mark. He's moved on the mark. He's put his hand up.
He was trying to get to the mark.
Yeah.
I think that's the confusing part. If you're not on the mark, you can't come from behind the player to go on it. You've got to come forward to go on it, and that's where he come unstuck.
So Billy Ritchie has had a pretty good quarter this quarter. To kick a goal here would be good for him.
Well, it would be. It would be.
Bannockburn.
Well, it would be because it'd give him some reason why he can run free and not have to tag Matty Tyquin.
So Ritchie now will kick from probably 35 to 40 metres out, directly in front of goal. Comes in. Kick is offline, I would think, by the way the umpire's moving. And through for a minor score. So some opportunities there. And it's going to be a point. And Violet says, I'm going to go quick and long. And the ball is back within the middle of the ground. Across there, middle of the pack was Tyquin. The handball goes out from Spiller into the hands of Jervis. And again, the lead-up player is Battaglia. Now, and he might just go back and shoot for goal, I think.
Well, I like him. Yeah, I like his kicking, this bloke. He's got a bit of class about him.
So Tristan Battaglia with 2 for the afternoon. And again, a kick well within his capabilities, distance-wise. Steps in, kicks that goal. Ball is going to go through the goals, I think, by the looks of it. And he has his 3rd goal of the afternoon. And the 4th now for Bannockburn. They're 4-5. They trail Inverleigh on 6 goals, 9. We've gone almost 22 minutes into the second quarter, Conafina Hotel second quarter scoreboard.
I reckon he's similar to the bloke at the other end. You've got Manganelli, who's got a lot of class and kicks those goals. And Tristan Battaglia is a bit the same way, although I think he's had a bit more of the footy than Toby. But that's the goal they needed. And as Rob said, they're having a superb quarter. If they get another 1 or 2, then you're dead set right. It is a superb quarter. They've got to go in close.
See the spies from Thompson are here this afternoon looking at the action. They must have one of these lined up for the next
Johnny Mitchell
week
said
or
he
two.
was coming out.
The ball's back in the middle of the ground. It's up. Haven't gone too far. The umpires come in and found a free kick to Middleton. He quickly gets it across to Ritchie and a neat little pass into the forward pocket. On the bounce comes out. Joshy Kay dodges around, but he's tackled by Young, drops the ball and will be penalised. And the veteran Jared Young, having his first game in senior colours for the Inverleigh team, kicks across and the ball taken in the back pocket there by Finn O'Keefe. O'Keefe kicks it back to Young. So we're going to have a little bit of keepings off in the corner for a minute. Yes, and back to O'Keefe again by Young.
Oh,
he falls over. He's been tackled. Hand passes it back to Young, and the two of them have shared 6 possessions. Young finally gets it to someone else. Robertson slaps it forward, but only as far as Henderson. And they have indeed lost the footy. Henderson plays on quickly for Bannockburn, gets it into the middle. Jai Robinson marks, wheels around on his left foot, immediately kicks long, and straight through the middle. And a quick follow-up to that previous goal takes them to 5-5-35. Now only 9 points behind Inverleigh, 6-8-44. And that's been an indication of the play, Grubby, the last few minutes. That's stuffing around in the pocket by Inverleigh.
Exactly. They basically lost possession for showing off, really. I think what you got to do is get the bloody thing and kick it. You don't go back, because what you're doing, especially at this level, you're giving it a chance with your skills to lose the footy, and that's exactly what they did. And, you know, Bannockburn have now kicked those goals they needed to kick, and they are having a good quarter.
So the ball back in the middle of the ground. We start again from the clearance. Ritchie has it. Went one way, then the next. Went on the right boot. Got it outside. Inside the centre square. Picked up there by Osborne. Got the handball away. Didn't have the effect that he was looking for. Young dives in the ball. Got the handball away. That was good. Went to Circuit. Circuit goes towards Hutchison. Keeps the ball alive. Picked up by Robertson. They're trying to win possession through the middle of the ground. And Ritchie says, now I'm going to take it and go long into the forward line. Out the back, Cole can't affect the mark. Goes to Brown. Brown goes back to Filet. Puts himself under a little bit of pressure. Jack Filey's picked the ball up. Bit of strength in the contest. And he's not going to hand it over. And the umpire says, I'm not going to give a free kick either, which was good.
I don't know if you're taking stats for Billy Ritchie this quarter,
no,
but he's had heaps.
I'm not. I should have.
The ball now thrown up very quickly. Again, Wilson taps the ball down. They run the ball from defence, picked up by Battaglia around the body, and I think it's been all clear. And the umpire says, yes, it is. Battaglia has his 4th, and Bannockburn their 5th. They move to 6-5. Inverleigh on 6-9. The game is closing up 25 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, no longer, was it 5 minutes ago? I said they're having a reasonable quarter, but they just can't penetrate the Inverleigh defence, and they've just gone bang, bang, bang and penetrated it 3 times. There was no getting the ball off that time. That was another class goal by Manganelli. What's his name? Battaglia. We get these Italian boys mixed up. But he's a very, very classy player. What they've got to do down there now, Inverleigh, is make sure someone sticks on him and doesn't give him any leeway whatsoever.
So back in the middle, Fulton can't get it away. Quickly comes out to Haste. He slaps it forward towards Donoghue, but coming out in front of him is Measures, who's really had some influence this quarter down there as well. He gets it over to Cole. Cole kicks down into the important part. Coming out is Joshy Kay. Can't pick it up. Haste again, who's been desperate all afternoon and throwing himself at the ball, but the pack of Bannockburn players led by the coach of the club, Jack Broman, on top of him, and will have a ball up. Bannockburn slightly in attack. They've certainly got the game under their control, only 3 points behind now after conceding the first 3 goals of the game. And Tyquin's been forced over the line, and we'll have another throw in just around from our commentary position, about 70 metres round from Bannockburn's goal. They're in attack, as they have been for most of this quarter. Fulton in front position. Double hands it down, looking for Jervis. No, it's not Jervis, it's Middleton. And he wins a free kick for a high tackle. This is Bill Middleton. And he will drive the Tigers into attack again. So Middleton kicks now, up and under, into the forward pocket. Pack of players come up there. Over the back of the pack is Cam Hetherington. He does a little bit of a banana, and the Magpies have hit the front. Great bit of roving of that pack of players. Hetherington was clear and did a bit of a check side kick.
He was listening to
20 metres out. And Bannockburn have hit the front. 7-5, 47. Inverleigh 6-8, 44. And we are 27 minutes into the Common Nafeen Hotel second quarter.
Well, that was just magnificent football. They just forced it and forced it and forced it until they got an opening. Unfortunately, I don't think Bannockburn are called the Magpies, but...
They're the Tigers.
Well, what'd you call them the Magpies for, you
I might have been having a moment of insanity.
Because
I am very old.
You listen to that gentleman out there. He says he barracks from the Collingwood, mate.
Does he?
That's all right, mate.
I'm a lot older than
Don't
you.
worry, we'll do it before their season's finished. We'll all have a crack at that. Ball back in the middle of the ground, and player wins the ball, and that's Haste. Quickly onto the boot, goes back into their forward line, going back, measures. With him, it's Donahue. Both players go at it pretty hard. They're going at ground level. Ball now needs to be won, and this time the over the top of the contest, umpire comes in quickly. This young fella down this end hasn't done too many mistakes. Grubby's been quite good.
Yes, indeed.
So it's ball to be thrown up, only 30 metres out from the Inverleigh goal. Ruckman go at it. This time ball comes out the back, picked up there. I'm not too sure, tried to force his way through, but they didn't get through. At ground level, the ball again. I think it's Mays. He's underneath the contest, and umpire says he's tried to hang on to the ball, didn't release it, and the free kick is going to go to Bannockburn.
You're kidding, aren't you?
I think so. I think there's not much chance when you're going through a contest like that. So the ball goes back towards centre wing. Picked up at the front of the contest by Brown. Handball goes to Tyke when there's a siren sounds. And the quarter has run just on 28 minutes. So at half time it is Bannockburn 7 goals 5. They lead Inverleigh on 6-9. Goal kickers to this stage of the game for the home side. Tyken with 2. One each to Donahue, Grundle and Haste and Manganelli. And for Bannockburn 4 to Tristan Battaglia. One each to Robinson, Jervis and Hetherington. So a 3-point, I reckon it's a 2-point lead because I think Inverleigh should be 6-9. So we'll just wait and see what the umpires say. So you're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
The largest port in regional Victoria is Geelong Port, contributing more than $2 billion. Sports and Cycle.
Third quarter action here this afternoon. As we said, a pretty important game for both sides, but good game so far. And it's Richie again that's going to get the first clearance out of the middle. Had a really good second quarter and to set things up again already in the third. Goes to Hetherington, got the handball away to Battaglia on the right boot, brings it back towards goal. Filer is there, but it runs over his head and through for a minor score. So the first score of the second half to Bannockburn moves them to 7-6 and 6-9, as we said, to Inverleigh at half time. So what's happened here?
Downfield free kick, I reckon.
Oh, okay. Well, it's not 7-6 now. It's back to 7-5. And a free kick going to Braden Vickers, I think it is. Yes, 42. So Vickers now steps in and he kicks the first goal of the second half. And we'll see Bannockburn now move to 8-5. And they lead Inverleigh on 6-9. As we said, only 50 seconds gone in this third quarter to Grandy Cyclone Sports' third quarter scoreboard.
Well, I actually didn't see anything happen.
Yeah,
there.
Battaglia was just sort of pushed pretty solidly after he kicked that ball, and the umpire deemed it to be after he kicked it. So downfield free kick, and that is exactly what Inverleigh didn't want. But conversely, the Tigers are up and about. Tigers are up and about.
If that came in first for a score, then it should come back, shouldn't it?
No, well, they took it back to where the ball bounced, is what.
But it doesn't matter where the ball finishes. If the player, until the player touches it, if it goes through for a point, it should have gone back, I would have thought.
Well, if he didn't call all clear, then the point wouldn't have been registered, I suppose. Anyway, we're back in the middle. The ball comes out. Middleton, Lockie gets it, kicks it forward for Bannockburn again. They're constantly in attack of late. Broman's pushed out of the line of the ball. Battaglia's onto it again, but getting through there for Inverleigh is Tyquin. Punches forward, but Bannockburn are onto the loose ball again. Players are desperate to try and keep control. Tyquin follows up, gets it across to Gerard. He does a quick little flip of the hip, gets away. Dalton Grundle grabs the ball. He also breaks the tackle, kicks long down to centre half forward. Coming out to try and mark the ball is Donoghue. Gets it across to Love. Love plays on very quickly and kicks a goal for Inverleigh to get things going straight away for them. A clever little play from Donoghue, got it into the path of Love and full point. So Inverleigh answer very quickly, Grubby.
Well, I tell you what, beautiful day. 8,000 people here, great service. And all this, and if we keep getting goal for goal like that, with a day like that, it'll be just a dream day.
Magnificent.
A dream day.
David Steele had us at the Moreton Bay Hotel earlier on. That wouldn't have been too bad, would it?
Oh, well, we're probably watching the Magpies play, yeah.
Absolutely perfect.
So quickly back to the middle with the umpire again, and this time Fulton doing the work up against Wilson. Ball at ground level. Dalton Grundle again. Clearance to Tyquin. Tyquin into the forward line. Coming out, measures. Ball runs through the contest. Out the back is Bowden. Picks the ball up, goes across the face of goal. Leading the race is Clifton out there, but it's going to run over the boundary line and will be thrown back in.
No, it won't be, will it? Yes, it will be. Jeez, I thought he was going to play deliberate then.
You would have had a reasonable case to do so.
Yeah, but at our level of footy, I like to see those do exactly what the umpire did and say throw it in. You've got to be really, really deliberate, I reckon.
If you know, Keith's still time on the bench, and he always doesn't look to be going too good there at the moment, I don't think. So, not too sure what sort of part he will play. But the free kick has been given in the ruck contest, and Fulton will be the recipient of it. He will go around the boundary line, goes long towards centre wing. Wilson with the best sit over the back, and he will mark that uncontested. No, free
the
kick.
umpire's paid a free kick to Bannockburn, being held out of the contest. That's Broman will win that.
So he goes back to Broman now. So right on centre wing, far side of the ground, delivers the ball into the half forward line. Kick off mark, and a good strong mark, or a good taking mark there from D. Muir, and relieves some pressure for Inverleigh in the half back line. Front of the scoreboard here. Making a decision on where he's going to go. He goes back towards centre wing. Low flat kick. Also good. Mark is taken. Circuit it is out there. Another short possession. It goes to Wilson. Hands and knees. Big fella gets down. We're looking for some options for the handball. Templeton's out the back, but at this stage he's looking to now kick the ball. He's going to go short and over the top again. So they play a possession game to Grundle. Further down the field, he now darts and goes and into the forward line quickly. Ball out the back, picked up by Measures. Just puts boot to ball, will be okay, but standing in the road is Filet once again, reading the ball nicely in flight. And he will put Inverleigh back into attack. Low flat kick to Grundle again. Takes another mark. Another short possession, goes towards Donoghue.
Hit the ground, did it? No, well done. He's got his fingers under it.
Like to go to the snickometer there, or the
Snickometer.
the ground, whatever it's called. What do they call it?
It was line ball, but the umpire was a lot closer than us.
I think, and there's another example, is when we played, Smithy, your backman didn't stand on his own, like Jack Follett just did. Right? He stood on his opponent. If he had been on his opponent, then it would have been a contest. He just reads it so well.
Yes.
You know, and then he'll pick a bloke up when he has to pick him up.
So Donahue has one in the first quarter. Kicks that goal. And that didn't look good when it came off the boot. No, and it's 3 for a minor score. So 1 goal, 3 to him today. And 7-10 now to Inverleigh, trailing Bannockburn on 8-5. And we have gone just over 5.5 minutes third quarter to Grandy's Cycle and Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Clifton for Bannockburn brings the ball back in. Kicks it looking for Fulton, but it comes off the back of the pack. Bannockburn win possession though, but Inverleigh through Burke intercept. The ball was running their way, but he's done a very good job to hold it up, and we'll almost in the centre circle, and we'll have a ball up here. Bannockburn were on the way then, but held up very well by Burke. So Fulton gets it down very quickly, but coming across for Hutchison for Inverleigh, kicks neatly into the forward pocket, just over the head of Manganelli. Runs into the forward pocket, coming out there is Cole. He can't win the ball for Bannockburn, forced over the line by McEwen Walsh, and we'll have a boundary throw in. We're only about 10 metres round from Inverleigh's behind post. They're in attack and desperate to get themselves back in front. Trailing by 1 point after kicking the first 3 goals for the game in the first 5 minutes. McEwen Walsh gets it down and coming across quickly for Bannockburn, kicking away, but it's smothered. Ooh. And ball comes in. Massive players getting on the ball. They're all desperate to get down. The umpire's come in and blown the whistle. I think he's going to
ball it up.
Ball it up.
Lucky he did too, because the kick went straight to Matt Dykeman.
There's a massive number of players around the ball up there. More than half the players could throw a blanket over them right in front of the Inverleigh goal. McEwen Walsh taps it down neatly. It's Bannockburn kicked the ball forward, and coming out to take the mark for the Hawks is Dalton Grundle. Right on the 50-metre arc. Runs around, kicks into true centre half forward looking for his coach, but it goes over Hare's head, but lands right in the arms of Cad McEwen Walsh, running out behind him just in front of his opponent Cole. And McEwen Walsh will kick from about 35 metres out on a very, very slight angle, and this to put the Hawks back in front again. So McEwen Walsh wiping the ball on the ground, getting himself set. Not quite sure if he'd have found any mud on a day like this, but the big fella comes in, hits the boot neatly and goes straight through the middle, and that puts the Hawks back in front. They were early leaders by a big way, but they were slowly ground down, but they've now gone back in front. They are going to go to 58. That will be 8 goals, 10-58. Bannockburn are 8-5-53. And we're just 8 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment third quarter.
I just think they're starting to get on top again, Inverleigh. So they did that early, and then Bannockburn fought back. They've got to fight back now. They don't want to get 2 or 3 behind now. They've got to fight back and keep it close.
So back in the middle we go, ball at ground level, picked up there. I think it's Love got the boot to ball. No, it was Robertson, went out wide towards Hutchison. Leads in the race for the ball, picks it up, has time to steady, looks further afield. Goes toward McEwen Walsh again. He's in front and takes another strong mark. Swings and goes quickly on the left boot. 2 in a minute. Yes, in a minute. Yes, he can. No, he can't.
No, he can't.
Offline, 3 for a minor score.
Gee, he had plenty of time too.
8-11 now to Inverleigh. 8-5 Bannockburn.
And I do apologise for the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter here at the Morton Power Oval in Inverleigh.
So it's Clifton doing the kicking in from the full-back position. Looks like he's going to come this side because that's where everyone's heading. Goes in towards Fulton. Nice kick, and he comes up. Moore was paid the mark. Umpire says now it's play on. So he called play on. Ball is kicked forward, picked up there. Tyquin on the right boot, goes back into the forward line, measures in front of his opponent. Good spoil from behind there by Bowden. At ground level, goes towards Mays. He picks the ball up on the left boot. This is dangerous, but he's also missed there.
He don't miss many like that, Mays.
No, not too many. And now 8-12 there to Inverleigh. And Bannockburn on 8-5.
We're going back to North Geelong days, kicking for goal, Grubby, after 3-0 to start with.
Yes. Yes, they've become a bit inaccurate.
So they've actually kicked 5-12 since their rapid opening of 3 straight goals, and It's proving costly at this stage. So it's Clifton again, who's kicked beautifully all afternoon. Gets it out towards Cole. He can't hold the mark, but Jervis picks up the crumb and slaps it quickly forward for Bannockburn. But Muir, who's been very solid in defence, wins possession, misses with his handball to a teammate, but butters up himself, kicks it back down the line towards Young. He can't get the ball. It's come toward Jervis again. He's followed up pretty well, kicks down the line. Bobbling over the back of the pack. It's Richie who's trying to get hold of the ball, but Inverleigh defend quickly. But a quick kick is intercepted. It goes back to Lockie Middleton. He kicks quickly for Bannockburn and straight through the middle of the goals. And the Tigers are back in front. That's 9-5-59. No, they're still 1 point shy. Inverleigh 8-12-60. Well, those couple of points have kept them. But, blow it, call it a draw. It's been good.
What happens then? What happens if it's a draw and that point at quarter time doesn't stand?
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what happens there.
Well, worry about that in the game, boys, I reckon.
We'll worry about that if we need a review.
I reckon worry about it now and get it fixed up, but no one seems to care.
Bannockburn are 59, Inverleigh are 60 at this stage, and we are 11 minutes into the third quarter, the De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter.
So you want a contest? We've got one here this afternoon. Ball is thrown back into the air. Both ruckmen go at it. Maybe Fulton gets at it on hands and knees. He drags it back in. Got the ball out. This time to Richie. Went one way, then back on his right foot. Went sideways. Looked for his mate in Battaglia. That was Locke. Goes forward now. Brayman diving mark. Takes it. Now, I probably would think he's just outside range here, but has a chance to steady things down. So Brayman now, called a play on by the umpire, goes out wide towards Tristan Battaglia. He's out in front, doesn't take the mark and can't keep it in the field of play. And he will hand the ball back to the umpire to be thrown back in.
They've been very impressive. The Tigers, after being down so early, I've been really impressed with their tenacity.
So the ball thrown back in again. Ruckman go at it. Benny Cole had the second go at it. Goes to Tyquin, got the handball away back to Boyle, and the ball again back over the boundary line, and we're going to have another throw in to take place. Similar position to the last. Wilson down there doing some work. Cole, Fulton back behind the ball. So Ruckman at it. Wilson down nicely. Good smother off the boot. That was Brayman. Ball picked up and cleaned away by Tyquin. Goes back towards centre wing. And that's not a strong mark. I would have paid that, actually. I think the umpire has. Has he or not?
Unless he took the second bite over the boundary line.
Oh, yep. So it's going to go to the boundary umpire, and it's going to be a throw-in. So... So Wilson moves his way up the ground. Fulton's also there, thrown back in by the umpire. Fulton front position, taps it back towards Robertson. Needs to swing on the left. He was tackled by Wilson, was brought down, but he's got time to get up. Robertson, kick, was intercepted. Good work, and they play on now. Tyquin boots the ball, goes back towards centre forward. Back to McEwen Walsh, leading the race for the ball this time as Measures. With him is Donoghue on hands and knees. Measures, picks the ball up, just stambles the ball forward. Goes towards Middleton, runs onto it. Left the ball behind, but he's got some support there. Handball goes back inside. He needs to get rid of the ball and did so. Middleton over the top of it. They're working pretty hard in Inverleigh. They've kept the ball in nicely there. They emerge with the ball from the contest to the Haste. Haste goes back towards centre half back. Gets over the top of Spiller. Donoghue out, got some work to do, got the handball away, went to Hutchison. He stopped, propped, looked back inside 50. Nice looking kick, but coming out the other way is Cole of Bannockburn, and he dives and takes a saving mark. Got the handball away, goes to Clifton. Clifton across the ground, goes to Measures. Measures now has Hetherington further afield. Battaglia would be the next target if he wants to go long. He's not too sure where he wants to go. Now he's got a shorter option, goes back towards Hetherington. Mark not taken at ground level. Hutchison's there to support. Picked up there by Middleton. Handball back to Battaglia. His handball is scratched, knocked down by Hutchison. He's done a hamstring too, Hutch.
He's done it. He's grabbed at it.
And he's got the ball up to Love. Love's been tackled, and he is now been held up. Umpire will now have a ball up. Well, pay a free kick then.
Hey, I think Hutchie's done a hammy.
So Lockie Battaglia now looks to deliver the ball across the ground. Dangerous kick. Will it get there? No. Hayes did nicely. Intercepted. Continued on. Kick back towards goal. Has it got the accuracy? No, it doesn't matter because Tyquin is there and he has taken the mark. So Tyquin now with the ball forward pocket. Chance to go back and kick his third goal of the afternoon. So Tyquin now from the pocket, kicks towards goal. I think he's taken it across the face and through for a minor score. So 8-13 now to Inverleigh. They lead Bannockburn on 9-5. Almost 15 minutes gone. Third quarter of the Grandy Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard.
So Clifton again. No, it's Measures who has the ball for Bannockburn this time. Deep in defence from the kick out. Runs into the back pocket and kicks long down the line. He'll be looking for Cole. Lots of players over the back of the pack, but it's Spiller who grabs the ball, kicks forward. Coming out again, Muir, who's done some really good work there. He gets a hand pass across to Filet. He is tackled, but he gets it across to a teammate there in Love. He can't break free, and I think he's going to be penalised. He will be. And Jai Richardson for Bannockburn will take the free kick for incorrect disposal on the centre wing. A neat little kick down the line, looking and finding his coach, Jack Broman.
Might be Robinson too, I think.
What did I say?
Richardson.
Thank you very much. It's good to have you here to clarify things, Grubby.
Just to get it right. Oh, 50!
It is a 50-metre penalty, and it will be paid to... quite sure who that is there for Bannockburn, but they will be coming down right into kicking distance.
Could be Hetherington, mate.
45-degree angle. And, yes, I think it is Cam Hetherington. So he's got a chance to put Bannockburn back in front here. He's only about 10 metres now, 45-degree angle. He rocks back and neatly pops it over the goal umpire's head for their ninth goal for the afternoon. No, it's their 10th. 10-5 now, 65. Inverleigh 8-13, 61. And again, a great bit of play, great tackle by Jai Robertson. And Bannockburn have a win.
Yeah, look, that's a little bit of discipline problem. Not a problem, but a couple of little 50s that have cost them dearly here. And I didn't see what the 50 was for because it's on the other side of the ground. I didn't have the binoculars on, but
I think he knocked the ball out of his hand. That's what it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it wasn't descent or anything like
Yeah.
that. I think it was just a normal 50. And umpires got it right.
So back we go in the middle of the ground. This time, Cab McEwen Walsh has gone in there, do some ruck work out to Grundle. Grundle gets a quick kick into the forward line, going out the back. Battaglia sort of waited, but it was probably a good option there because he got Hayes there for support. Now to Burke. Burke goes further forward. Now it's picked up by Bowden. He left the ball behind as he saw his opponent coming at him. Picked up by Love. Strength stays on his feet. Got the ball forward to Mays. Got the handball out to Manganelli. Oh, a bit of candy. Goes on the left foot. Says thank you very much, Toby Manganelli. And that is a nice finish there from the number 32. And that's the ninth goal now for Inverleigh. 9-13 Inverleigh. And Bannockburn on 10-5. And we have ticked over 17 and a half minutes. The Grandy Cyclone Sports third quarter scoreboard.
I was just sort of waiting for that. We've spoken about Tristan Battaglia a few times, the way he showed his class. And I said earlier, Manganelli's a little bit the same. And the way he just tucked that ball back under his arm was brilliant play. But I'll tell you what, you've got to give a bit of credit for the veteran with the grey hair, that young, because most blokes tackle like that go to ground, but he was just able to keep his feet and give a good possession, not just a scramble, a good possession to get the goal.
So back in the middle, McEwen Walsh wins the tap. The umpire said that he was shepherding his opponent out to do it, and Cole for Bannockburn will be the recipient of the free kick. He kicks long down to true centre half forward. A clash of players. Filet's in amongst that. He hits the deck, but he's okay. Fulton comes up with the ball. Vickers gets a quick hand pass out. Or it goes over the back of the pack. Battaglia gets it for Bannockburn to Jervis. He kicks quickly across his body, and there's the straight answer. We've had 3 goals in about a minute and a half. 2 to Bannockburn, 1 to Inverleigh. This game is red hot and well and truly alive. And finding a winner is impossible, Grubby, but good luck. It's fantastic.
Well, who cares at the moment? It's the footy that we're seeing, I can tell you now. Any of you people who are out mowing your lawns, that for God's sake, come in and listen to this, but you will watch it on the live stream, because this is footy at its best. This is by far the best football we've seen all year. From both sides, it's been terrific football. And let's just hope it keeps going and goes all the way, because it'll be so entertaining.
Yeah, very much so.
Who's done the block there?
Someone's a little unhappy in the Inverleigh box next to us.
Back in the middle we go once again. Wilson's up. The ball comes down. Picked up there. Love tried to get through the contest. It almost got through, but it couldn't find his way out the other side. Good handball. Comes up. Goes back towards him again. And Billy Ritchie's also on hands and knees in there for Bannockburn. And the ball will come back to the umpire. So the ball thrown up by the umpire. Again, Robertson over the top of it. Needs to get the ball out. Tries to get to his feet. He's had plenty of opportunity. I'm not too sure how the umpire will see it, but he's going to hold it up. and it's going to come back to him. Circuit in there doing some hard work for the Inverleigh side, and again both ruckmen at it. Wilson down, goes back towards Robinson, tackled. Whittleton over the top of the ball. Again, umpire's done pretty well there. A good quick call. Got back in once again. So right in the middle of the ground. Ball is thrown back in the air. Cole gets it down, taps it back, goes towards Battaglia. Little hand off to Richie. Richie into the forward line. Only as far as Finn O'Keefe, but wins to Osborne. He goes back towards the goal square. Down there, good job by Al. Got the handball away. Umpire, ball goes over the boundary line. A bit rough there. Not too sure what else he could have done.
No, throw it in. Good decision. He should have marked that, Finney O'Keefe. He's had a pretty good game up to last time.
That one must be troubling him, I reckon, mate.
Yeah, I reckon it is, because that was one he would normally take.
So ball thrown back up in by the umpire again. Front position taken there by Cole. Goes to the front of the contest. Jared Love, head over the ball. Little quick kick. Goes around the boundary line again. Back towards Middleton. He tried to keep it in. Umpire's right there and says, mate, you're not going to get away with that.
Yeah, he tried pretty hard, didn't he?
Yeah, he kept running.
I tell you a kid I haven't seen. I don't know if he played in the twos. Ricky McEwen's young fella, Jai.
No, he didn't play. Now, what was
he had a broken ankle last year and he's still on the way back from that.
Yeah,
okay.
So ball thrown back in. This time ball gets out the back of the contest. Again, good tackle there. Umpire again will have to call it up. Someone's trying to work out with the ball between their legs. Comes out now. Now there's a free kick being awarded. Throw, says the umpire.
And Battaglia has it, and you'd back him the way he's kicked the ball this afternoon.
You bet you would. You bet you would.
So Tristan Battaglia with 4 this afternoon.
I think he might have got a gift there.
Yeah, I didn't. I was hit him a long way away from it. I didn't even see it. Didn't even hint that it was actually thrown out of the contest. So the ball now is kicked long. Go and kick down the boundary line. It comes back inside to Broman. Broman off a step, kicks round the body, and that looks pretty good. So Jackie Broman has his first goal of the afternoon, and now the 12th. They move to 12 goals 5, and it is Inverleigh on 9-13. We have gone 22 minutes into the third quarter. The Grand East Cycling Sports third quarter scoreboard.
Get back there.
9-13 Inverleigh. That's starting to be costly. That's 6-13 they've kicked since early in the game, and they've probably played well enough to be in front, but Bannockburn have really turned this game around. I can't believe the tenacity. And I think that if it's one of those games of
ebb and flow,
but I think Bannockburn have probably been the ones that have been a lot more disciplined and focused, if you like. So in the middle, Kieran Fulton neatly palms it down. Robinson can't get away from the pack. Comes over the back. Love can't get away. Circuit, who's sort of struggled to get into the game with effect, but Mac Tyquin picks up a handball from him. He kicks it forward. He certainly had some effect on the game. The umpire's blown the whistle, and it'll be Daniel Measures who'll take a free kick, deemed to be interrupted in that marking contest, and Measures will kick the ball, and that is Clifton, I think, who's taken the mark for Bannockburn. No, it's Richie who's had a lot of the ball this afternoon. He kicks down the line, quick hand pass, comes out. Hetherington on the run. He kicks into centre half forward, a horrible wobbly kick coming through Muir, who's been fantastic for Inverleigh this afternoon. Gets into the middle of the ground to Manganelli. He's waiting, asking his forwards to give him something. Nothing's happening at all. He's waiting. Play on he gets. He's attacked from behind by Battaglia. Gets around him but kicks it forward. Dalton Grundle does a really good job to win position, but he can't win the ball. Measures working with him, but Dalton does a really good job to release Mays. Mays, neat kick into the forward line, looking for Dixon. Can't find him. He picks up the ball, slaps it on his foot, goes forward, and for a moment there it looked like a miracle goal, but it just whacked into the bottom of the goal post. And the 14th minor score for Inverleigh this afternoon. Measures quickly plays on, kicks down the line. Robinson can't hold the mark, but coming through quickly again is Hetherington, who's come into the game in the last little while. He kicks down to centre half forward. O'Keefe can't quite take the mark for Inverleigh. Desperate defence down there. The Tigers, Battaglia passes it across to Bowman. Broman's in the forward pocket and repeats the dose from a moment ago and kicks his 4th for the afternoon, is it? Second. Oh, I thought he'd had some early. He's just kicked the last 2 goals of the game, the Bannockburn coach, and they've shot out to the biggest break they've had for the afternoon, I think, and they're very much on top of this game at this stage. We are 24 and a half minutes into the third quarter. That's a DeGrande Sport and Cycle third quarter. Bannockburn a 13-5, Inverleigh 9-14.
I think that's probably why they do play him forward, because he's so dangerous. But I do think they lose something in the middle when he's not there. But at the moment, looking at the scoreboard, it's working.
Yeah, well, very much, and Measures has certainly come into the game since quarter time. He's done a lot of good work down there. Donohue's hardly touched it.
So ball back in the middle of the ground, as we said, and again it's Middleton coming out of the centre once again, puts it back into the forward line. Young does nicely, ball ground level, picked up though by Lockie particular this time, and he goes towards goal, and he is just off line.
Jeez, I tell you what, we cat amongst the pigeons if he kicks that one.
13-6 now to the Bannockburn side, 9-14 Inverleigh, 25 gone. So they play on from the full-back position. Again, they look to drive the ball out. That's Templeton, goes out long and wide. Kick was okay, was spoiled. Good reading there from Hayes. Got the ball to Tyquin. He's tackled, got the ball back to Hayes. Continued to run, got boot to ball. Just gets it far enough down the field, but it's picked up by Fulton to Measures. Measures now looks and goes back towards centre forward. Joshy Kay was there, did work pretty hard to try and keep the ball in there. Bowman's there to assist, and umpire now comes in and will take some possession of the ball. So the ball again to be thrown up by the umpire, and it's tapped down, goes back. Love gives the ball to Gerard. Gerard into the middle of the ground. Donohue comes up and takes the mark. So if he's going to get a possession, this is where you want him to get it. Back too deep. Goes towards Cad McEwen Walsh, and he takes a mark. Handball goes off into the hands of Circuit. That's a high ball going forward. Made it hard for Dixon, but I tell you what, he did nicely. Used the body, and he has taken a mark and will go back and try and kick Bannockburn's Inverleigh's 10th goal of the afternoon.
You saw his kick at North Geelong. Robbie, what do you reckon?
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm not that confident. He should kick it. He should kick it straight through the middle, but judging on last week, well, the last time we seen his form, he was terrible. So let's just hope at his home ground he can get the radar right and put a big one through the middle.
So Dixon from about 20 metres out, and he'll be almost directly in front here. Kicks that goal.
That's better, son.
And he puts it straight through the middle, so he gets his first, and the 10th now for Inverleigh. They're 10-14. They trail Bannockburn on 13 goals, 6, 27 gone. Third quarter, the Grandy Cycling Sport, third quarter scoreboard.
Well, someone's got onto that kid, because you saw him kick at North Geelong and he was stabbing at the football. And even there, from such a short distance, even league players sometimes tend to stab at the ball. But he just kicked right through it. Kick it, doesn't matter if it goes over on a rower line, just kick it like you'd normally kick a football. So someone's told him that, he's used it, he's listened to him, and he's put through a nice goal.
So Kieran Fulton is in the middle. He's had a big impact on this game around the stoppages, as these two gentlemen to my left suggested in the pre-match that he would. He's this time it's a tap out to Inverleigh. The ball comes from Muir across to Love. He kicks long into the forward line. McEwen Walsh nearly grabs the mark at the back of the pack. Gets it over to Mays. Mays across to Donohue, but it's intercepted by Measures. He breaks a tackle and gets it to Clifton. Clifton kicks down the line, and Bannockburn is marked on the half-back flank. And it's been from a long, long way away, and Ritchie has infringed, and Muir will take the free kick inside the centre square. So that's a good 30 or 40 metres away at least from where the action was.
No, he can't have it there. Isn't it to the advantage? The ball's got to be taken where the ball was.
Well, that's what happened early in the game.
Yeah, he's got to give it to him in the wrong spot.
Well, Muir's just at going to kick from the back end of the square, or front end for Inverleigh. Kicks it very, very long indeed into the square. Ball's off hands over the back of the pack and over the boundary line. Geez, that was a decent kick from 2 steps.
Well, if he had got it where he should have got it from, he would have kicked the distance. I don't know about the accuracy, but he'd have kicked the bloody distance.
That was.
They've got to start getting these right a bit.
That would have been 60 metres out, and it's probably bounced inside 5, so it's a massive kick. So we've got to throw in now in the forward pocket. McEwen Walsh gets his opponent out of the road, taps it down to the front of the pack. Measures, picks up the ball for Bannockburn, comes across to Peters, but he's bundled over the boundary line. We'll have a secondary throw in, exactly the same spot. So we've got Tyquin around the ball. Donohue's in there. Love. There's plenty of good players from Inverleigh if they can just get their hands on it and try and get themselves a goal out of this 4-0 forward. It's Fulton who wins the tap out. Tyquin can't get possession either. Mays comes out for Inverleigh. He grabs it. Hand pass by Robinson. Hetherington can't control the ball. Finn O'Keefe grabs it. He gets it across to Robinson. The umpire said that he was legged, was it? And I think Finn O'Keefe
held on a bit too long, I reckon.
And Finn O'Keefe is going to take the kick. He's directly in front. He'll kick from about 45 metres out. Young fella kicks very cleanly around the ground coming off half back, but of course they all turn a bit wobbly when there's two sticks in front of them. We haven't seen the young fella shoot for goal much. To me, he looks very, very nervous, but he's coming in now. They desperately need this goal. They're 10 points behind still, late in this third quarter. So O'Keefe now for Inverleigh. Very close to the man on the mark. Hits it sweetly, though. And sweetly indeed.
Nervous, me butt.
Goes through the goals. 11-14, 80. Bannockburn a 13-6, 84. And we've just gone past... What does that clock actually mean, Dale, when it says that? Does that mean
it's over 30 minutes.
It's over 30 minutes into this De Grande Sport and Cycle third quarter.
Wow, this is a cracker. It's a cracker. This is what we wanted, and this is what we want to hope to keep going. I don't obviously care who wins. If it goes like this right till the final siren, it'll be just a magical, magical day at the footy. This is GDFNL at its best.
So back in the middle we go. And Ruckman go at it. Ball comes out the back. There's a holding decision. So it goes to Muir in the middle again. I didn't see that. I was watching the ball in the air. So Muir now decides to go long and straight down the ground. Goes towards Grundle. He's going back. Fingertips just couldn't hang on to it. Picked up by Measures. Taken in the tackle. Umpire thinks he's had an opportunity.
He's gone.
And a free kick will go to Inverleigh.
And they may go in at three-quarter time in front, the Hawks.
Yes. So Jared Love. Has a chance now from about 25 to 30 metres out directly in front of goal. And will kick the 12th goal for Inverleigh. Generally a good kick around the ground, and I don't think this will cause too much trouble here. So Jared Love comes in now, kicks towards goal. Looks okay off the boot. He likes it, and that is good enough. He kicks his second goal of the afternoon, and now the 12th for Inverleigh. 12-14. Inverleigh, 13-6 Bannockburn as the siren sounds to end the third quarter here. And at this stage, I'll give you the home side goal kickers. Matt Tyquin, Jared Love and Toby Manganelli, each with 2. 1 each to Donahue, Dixon, O'Keefe, Grundle, Haste and McEwen Walsh. And for Bannockburn, 4 to Tristan Battaglia, 2 to Hetherington, Jervis and Jackie Broman, and also Robinson, Middleton with 1 each, and that's Lockie Middleton. So at this stage, a very tight game at three-quarter time. Take a short break, come back with final quarter action here from the Inverleigh ground. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
major sponsors of the Geelong and District Football and Netball League, and they would be tickled pink with what we've got here this afternoon. 2 points the difference in Inverleigh's way at three-quarter time in this classic Anzac Day match of the day here at Inverleigh. It's an absolute ripper. Inverleigh have kicked 12-14 to Bannockburn's 13-6, so that may prove to be pretty fatal at the end of the game, because Bannockburn don't look like they're giving up, Grubby.
No, they're not giving up, and I'll tell you what makes it a great game, right? We've got a bit of time, let's just go through this and look at all their players. Mason Dixon hadn't done much, all of a sudden put himself in the game a little bit. Hayes has been okay. Templeton was really good, dropped away a little bit. Garrard's been, like he always is, good. Circuit, still getting used to it. Follett, terrific. Tyquin, terrific. Grundle, good. Byell's been okay. Brown, O'Keefe. Muir, very, very good. Donahue struggled a bit today. And Toby Manganelli. Wilson's been good. Hutchie's gone for the day. McEwen Walsh did his bit. And Ryan Robinson's been pretty good too. And that's just Inverleigh. You go back to the Bannockburn side in a couple of days. Billy Ritchie's been fantastic. Kieran Fulton's been reasonable. Link Pooners haven't seen much of Link. Vickers has been okay. Mez's been terrific. Henderson okay. Jervy's okay. Bowden okay. Willie Middleton. Hayden Spiller's okay. Hetherington good. Cole, Middleton, Battaglia. They've all been good. So there's been no real shit players. They've all been pretty good. I shouldn't have said that, should I? But they've all been pretty good, which means that it's a fantastic game all over the ground. Like for a while, Billy Ritchie was best on ground. He had my votes. But as he drops away, a bloke from Inverleigh like Muir comes in there. He's my best. Broman could have been my best, kicked a couple of goals. Tyquin's had 17 possessions and 2 goals. It's just fantastic football. Ironically, in that second quarter, when Tyquin dropped away, he didn't actually touch the ball for about 12 minutes. In that time, Bannockburn kicked their 3 goals. They rely on him getting the ball. And a couple of times there he got the footy in the first quarter, 4 or 5 touches in a row, and they kicked a couple of goals, so they do rely on him. But I tell you what, it was a magnificent quarter, a great game of footy, and let's hope it goes right down to the wire.
Okay, the three-quarter time huddles have just broken up. A lot of people out on the ground at the Inverleigh huddle. There's a lot of noise and feeling in there, whether that can lift the players or not, because at this stage they've got a little bit of momentum, kicking the last goal of that quarter to get the lead back, but they certainly wouldn't be feeling like they've got this game under control by any means. It's been a spirited performance by Bannockburn, led by their coach Jack Broman, who's been forward all day, had a little bit of time around the middle, but I don't think he started in the centre square at any ball up. But they've relied on their other midfielders, Ritchie, Middleton, Robinson. They're all in there now. They've all done a really good job. And that's allowed Measures, who had a slow first quarter, but he's really come into play, Grubby. And that's looking like it might be a pretty handy move now, because Donohue's had little or no effect on the game.
The only way that can change is if Donohue can snag 2 or 3 in the last quarter and get his team home. Even then, you would say over 3.5 quarters, it's not a bad move. I know they've missed Measures around the middle, but all these other blokes are doing well enough. They haven't missed him too much, and they've kept the match winner to a mediocre performance. So
He kicked that first goal in the first quarter, didn't he?
When he kicked that first goal in the first quarter, I think he could have a field day here and we might be going home early. But Measures has stuck to his guns, and the rest of the Bannockburn side, because that ball came in, their first couple of goals came in so quick and so good. But Bannockburn have been able to put the pressure on, and some of these balls aren't coming in. They've got to earn them in there.
Back in the middle.